hopefully.
Getting nervous now, I am.
You'll be all right, Ben. Just readying up now.
Okay.
I think done redirecting to Facebook Live.
Or Facebook.
Oh, we're live, pal.
Is it going?
Yeah.
Live org meetings.
Woo!
Hey.
Sweet. We're live, I think.
Live.
I hope. We'll see.
Yeah,
I
I've just started it up on my phone to make sure.
I'm just going to switch to your page in a minute.
No worries at all, man.
Switch.
Right, fucking thanks for joining me, chaps. We're here to talk about the PlayStation 1 and specifically it being the 25th anniversary of the console's release. Now, the actual release date was last Monday, was it? 28th, 29th, 29th of September. But due to work commitments, couldn't do it then. But fear not, for we are here now. So yeah, a bit of background on the PS1. PlayStation 1, PS, PS1, or PSX as its code name, was released on the 29th of September 1995. It had a release date price of £299, and it was discontinued on the 23rd of March 2006. So a pretty lengthy shelf life. Memory wise, 2 megabytes of RAM, 16-bit sound channel, and its biggest selling game was Gran Turismo with 10.85 million copies. The PlayStation 1 itself sold 102.49 million copies of the console. Yeah, it was just fucking awesome. Like the first console that I really was just like, this is gaming sort of thing. I'd had like Mega Drives and Master Systems and NES and SNESes before, but this being like the first disc-based console I owned, it was just like, this is wild. But yeah, really, really good. Like, did you guys get it on release date? Did you get it later or what?
I actually got the PS1. So fuck knows when that came out.
Is that the slightly smaller
99, I think.
Yeah, that's when I finally got it. Other than that, I was on the old Sega Saturn side. Because my parents bought me the PlayStation, obviously. So yeah, I had to deal with that. So I didn't get it for a while, but I always played on my cousins and friends and stuff. So it was all.
Mitesh, when did you get yours?
I got the original PlayStation 1, so I got it through trades because there was a lot of shops at the time, game shops that did a lot of tradings and all that. So I traded my Super Nintendo for it.
Oh, nice.
So I wanted to move on the evolution. I wanted to move on from 16-bit to I'll be careful what I'm saying. Is it 32-bit or
32-bit? Yes.
That's it. Got it right. Yes.
Fifth generation 32-bit.
Yeah, 32-bit. So yeah, because I was getting a bit like I've still got my I got my Super Nintendo back again, and my collection of games. But I wanted to move on. I wanted to see what the next revolution was in the mid-90s with gaming, and it was the PlayStation 1. And so I traded my Super Nintendo and got the PS1, the original PS1 console, which had the ports in the back. You know what I mean by the port in the back.
Yeah.
We all know what we're talking about with that port in the back. So yeah. I mean, is there anything you want to know, like in terms of games that I played, the first lot of games? Or
we'll get onto that in a moment.
Yeah.
Jay, when did you get yours? Do you remember?
So my sister got one first, like pretty much around the time it came out. So me and my brother were like 12 years younger than my sister, so we were like watching her play it.
Yeah,
and then we got like the Mega Drive and the SNES to like keep us busy. So I didn't properly get my own PlayStation probably till like 98 maybe.
Oh, okay.
After like watching my sister play Tomb Raider and Resident Evil 2 and crying for weeks because I was terrified. And then I eventually got it then and then started playing the games myself when I was a little bit older.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I got mine not too long after release date, and I got obviously the original one, and then for whatever reason, I don't know if I traded it in for something and got rid of it, and then I ended up buying like the DualShock version, which the box there that I got, and so it came with a DualShock pad, but the original was those pads without it, and holding that now, there's nothing to them at all, and they're so thin and lightweight.
It feels so weird.
It's so alien. You're like, where's the share button in the middle, and where's the? And it's just, why are the R2 buttons so much smaller? And yeah, it's mad, man. But I remember getting, when you first got the PlayStation and they gave you that demo disc, the demo 1, and it had the tech demo of like the T-Rex, and you could spin the camera around and open its mouth. And it had the manta ray fish as well under the water, and you could do the same thing. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember I got mine chipped as well. So I got all the dodgy knockoff like import games on like a CD-ROM and stuff. And I remember, like, I've got the console here, but I remember when you opened it up and there was the spring there, and you had to replace this, you had to hold it open and force the console into thinking that it was closed, but it wasn't. And then when the screen loaded up, and swapping the disc over quickly to try and dupe it into thinking it was a regular disc. Yeah, man. But that was awesome console. But yeah, I've still got that and like various bits and pieces like floating around for it, like the old multi-tap. And there's a couple of games in my top 25 that made extensive use of this multi-tap.
FIFA definitely did.
FIFA definitely did. Yeah, man. So yeah, we can discuss. Say we've all got 25.
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's blast through the first 15, and then we can maybe talk about like our top 10 in a bit more detail. So I'll come to Mitesh first for your number 25.
Right, I can actually read up my top 25.
Wow. Well, go from number 25, and then Jay can give his 25th, Dom can do his 25th, and I'll do it, and we'll do it like that.
The only downside is with this is I've not listed this properly, so it's going to go and read off my image, my photo.
Okay. No, me neither, man. Me neither.
Is that all right?
Just give us one of them before you kind of give us your big boys, your top 10. But yeah, read off that. Just give us one of them, and then we can kind of go around each of us, name another one.
I'm literally going to go with the photo that I took of the 25 games. So I'm literally going to go from the bottom upwards. So
okay.
All right. So I'll name the first one, Bomberman World.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. I forgot about that.
Strong. Yeah, man.
Bomberman World.
Yeah. Jay?
So I have Pandemonium, if you remember that.
Mate. Pandemonium was awesome.
It was one of those games as well. Whenever you went to like Toys R Us and they had the display one, it was always that. So I think I played, or like the other one was sometimes pubs, like when they had the indoor play area, they'd also have like a load of PlayStations and like Mega Drives.
Yeah.
Always have that game. So I think I played that first level of that game more than any other game ever. Just awesome. From that.
Yeah. Dom, what was yours?
Oh, yeah, you stole my 25th game, man. What you doing?
Oh, really? The same one?
I was literally going to say Pandemonium.
Pandemonium's a great shout. Did you have anything that just made it on the outside that you could swap in for that?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Soul Reaver.
Oh, Legacy of Kain. Great game. Awesome.
That game
stole my 24.
This is like bingo.
That was Soul Reaver though was amazing, honestly. Probably one of the first 3D RPG games probably I've ever played. I'd imagine. And just being the character, going through these wickedly designed levels for PS1, do you know?
PS1, yeah, it was fucking unreal. Yeah, man.
And just hack and slashing your way through to get to it. It was such a great shout.
My number 25 is Cool Borders.
Ooh.
That was a great game.
Cool Borders was cool, man.
Cool.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with that. That was good. There was what was the one on the N64 that I was was it 1080 Snowball?
1080.
Yeah.
And then there was 1080 Avalanche after. But yeah, Cool Borders was fun, man. I like that. What's your next one, Mitesh?
Well, Dom's mentioned one game that's already in my top 25.
That's fine. That's fine.
So can I just carry on with saying that one and adding on a bit more about it?
Yeah, whichever, man.
Yeah,
That's
so
all
I'll say Soul Reaver, and I'll tell
Yeah.
you a reason why I loved Soul Reaver. I've got a different explanation why I loved Soul Reaver. Before then, I couldn't get into Tomb Raider.
Okay.
It really wound me up with Tomb Raider. I tried to play it, and I thought, oh God, this is annoying.
good.
And then so I thought, then when Eidos released Soul Reaver, I thought, oh, this is intriguing. It was dark gothic, and I read about it, and I thought this is good because you can shift from material world to the spiritual world, solving puzzles, and I love that concept because nothing before that had done that kind of game.
Yeah.
No one's ever made that kind of game where you can shift to solve puzzles, to shift from the spiritual world to the material world. And I loved it. And I completed it, and I enjoyed it. And I was so happy that Eidos had a really unique game there. Because I mean, I've got the Tomb Raider games now. I have got them on a later on in my life, but I couldn't get into them at the time. I was like, oh God, this is driving me nuts. You know, you feel like pulling your hair out.
Yeah.
You go, come on, Lara, come on, just move that way, move that way.
Yeah, it used to frustrate me at points playing that. Just go forward. Like.
So Soul Reaver was I've got a lot of memories of Soul Reaver, and I've got the sequels. I've got Soul Reaver 2. I've actually got Blood Omen, both the Blood Omen games as well.
Oh yeah. Nice,
and
man.
I've got the rare one as well, the original Blood Omen as well on PS1.
Good shout, man. Good shout. Jay?
Also Soul Reaver.
Hey.
Nice. Yeah, just to add to what Dom and Mitesh said, the only thing that I'd say that different at the time, they were the best looking cutscenes I'd ever seen. My mind was blown by them because I mean, looking back, they don't look great, but back then,
at the time though, like
it was like photorealistic. I was like, what's this?
Never seen anything like it. Yeah, absolutely.
And that opening cutscene's just incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, just such a good game.
Sweet, good shout, man. Dom?
So I got a 23rd one now, have I? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's your 24th, Troy?
Did I not mention it?
No.
FIFA Road to World Cup '98.
Oh
yeah.
that was in my honourable mention.
Plethora of FIFA games to choose from. But I remember that one just because it had Beckham on the front. It was between that and just the World Cup '98 game, and only for Chumbawamba on the music.
Yeah.
Troy, I don't know if you're going to boo me on this, but I like ISS, International Superstar Soccer games.
Oh mate, that almost made it in. Like the ISS games were awesome. I really like the ISS games. They were good.
That's cool.
There was a stage where like FIFA games were always better, and ISS took over a bit, and for about 4 or 5 years, ISS, and then as it became like just PES, were really, really good. Really good. So yeah, that's mine. Who was next? I forget the order we're even going. Yeah, go on and Dom.
Okay, so my 23rd, I'm pretty sure none of you have got this, but it's X-Men Mutant Academy, if you've ever played that.
Oh, yes.
I remember that. That was a good game.
Great game. Yeah, man.
Cool.
Which one is it, Dom? Oh, sorry, Dom. Was it the first one or the second one?
Just the first one, because that was the one I had.
Okay.
You had like 8 characters. It was fairly basic, but for a 3D fighting game at the time, I believe it came out before Tekken. So this may have Tekken 3, sorry. So this got me into 3D fighting games. As I'd been focused on the 2D ones from consoles beforehand. Yeah. So
that's a great show.
Yeah, basic as it was. And plus it was X-Men. Like who doesn't like the
X-Men? Who doesn't like X-Men in a beat 'em up game? What's not to like? Yeah, man. Exactly. Great cool. Mitesh, for you next.
Right, cool. Just adding on what he just said, I've not put this on my top 25, but he's mentioned about Mutant Academy 1. I've got the second one. So I did enjoy that with X-Men times with that game. But anyway, that's not in my top 25. But my next one, speaking of fighting games, Bloody Roar. The first one.
Bloody Roar. Yeah, I remember that. I had a demo with that. I remember
that was an amazing fighting game.
Yeah, that was cool.
I loved it.
Yeah. That was when you like the animals. You were like a werewolf or something like that.
Yeah. That's what I loved about it, Troy. Sorry, guys.
No, that's good, man.
I loved it because the whole concept was different from some of the other fighting games like Virtua Fighter and Tekken,
Yeah.
where you can just change it. You've got like your own animal totem where you can change into the animal and become more powerful attacks. And it was just nice, and it was in the cage, and
it reminded me of what was the one on the N64 where you were like the beat 'em up, where you were like the weird animal, like
Primal Rage.
Primal Rage, that was it. Yeah, it reminded me a bit of that.
Yeah, but this was better. Bloody Raw was much better. Everywhere, it was awesome. The music, you were in the cage, and it was just awesome. I loved it. I had so many hours on playing that game. It was a good alternative to Tekken.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. I loved it. And it was by the people who did Bomberman.
Oh yeah.
Hudson. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was so happy that Hudson released their own brand of fighting game, because I love Bomberman. Bomberman's always been a special one in my heart for puzzle games, blast them up since the Super Nintendo days. But yeah, Bloody Raw.
Cool, man. Ben Owers in the chat says if Rugrats isn't #1, then we riot.
Ben Owers, what's he doing here?
Who was next? Was it Jay?
It's me. It's not Rugrats.
That's all right. We're not anywhere near #1 yet.
No, that's true. It's Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro.
Ooh, great call.
I was torn between both of them, but I think the other one just edged it for me.
Nice.
This one was just great. It wasn't as good as the first one. Because the first one I'll talk about later. Spoiler alert. But yeah, it just felt like the natural progression from the first one. At the time, even though it was very linear, looking back and comparing it to like obviously Spider-Man PS4 and all the Spider-Man games to follow, it's nowhere near as good. It felt like such a big world at the time.
Yeah, that's a good call. I like that. Is it me next?
It is you.
Mine is Puzzle Bubble Bust a Move 4.
Ooh, Bust a Move. How did I forget about Bust a Move? Oh no.
You can quickly swap one out if you want, if you've not announced. I remember playing that, but essentially Bust a Move is a precursor to shit like Candy Crush and stuff that you get now, man. It was so much fun. I remember there was a shop in Leamington near where I live called Games Carousel, and it was the only game the guy that owned the shop ever fucking played. And you'd go in there and be like, it was a tiny little independent shop. You could go in and be like, oh, can I just kind of try that out before I buy it? And if he wasn't playing Puzzle Bobble, it'd be fine. But 9 times out of 10, he was playing Puzzle Bobble, and you'd never get a look in. And he was amazing at it because it was all he ever played. So I was like, well, if he plays it all the time, and being young and just being like, oh, well, he's older than me, so he must know what's good. So I was like, fuck it, I'll buy Bust a Move and just, hit it relentlessly. Awesome game. Dom?
So my 22nd is, I'm going to put these in, because I can't split them, so they're going to be it's 1 and 2. It's Worms and Worms Armageddon.
Oh, yes. Worms was close to getting in my 25, man. I love that.
Yeah, those games, my cousins had those, like I said, and following on from what you said, they're pretty much precursor to all mobile games now.
Yeah.
And
like
it was
Angry Birds
fun.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
You're just on a basic stage 2D game on a console that's supposed to be having these amazing graphics at the time, and you're just a 2D worm blowing the shit out.
So good. There was always a move you could use on that always made me chuckle. It was where you just chucked an exploding cow, and it was called bovine blitz.
Yeah, you had the cluster bombs, the normal grenades, the airstrikes, and then when you got on, you had some fantastic weapons, some brilliant ones, just out of the club.
Great call, man. Great call. Mitesh?
Right, yeah, I've forgotten which number we're on at the moment, but I'm just going to
22.
Right, the next one, I'm going by what James said, but I'm I thought I might as well mention it now. Is Spider-Man, the first one.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. This is a good, and I think you already know, Troy. You know my sort of my nerdiness of what things I'm into. Because I'm a comic book fan, I'm into Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
What I really loved about this Spider-Man game, it was the first Spider-Man game that was like true to being a really good Spider-Man game. Because before that, they weren't great. They were all right, but they weren't amazing. No pun intended. Amazing. But Spider-Man was brilliant on the PS1. I played that loads. I love costumes. I loved it. And it was like a comic book. It was like comic book came to life, and we were going into the story of it all. And I was really being a comic book nerd, it was great. I loved it. I thought this is great. A truly great. So Spider-Man was good. I admire James for the second one because I have got the second one.
Yeah.
But I just love the first one. I played that a lot more. I played the first Spider-Man.
Fair enough.
And I've got a lot of memories of it. So
Good shout. Good shout.
That game's higher up in my list.
Oh, okay.
Way higher up.
That's higher up my list too.
Jay?
This one might surprise people how low this is, but Oddworld Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
that's
also way higher up my list.
Much higher up in my list.
I had the feeling it might have been. It was just great. Obviously, it was on demo one, so it was one of the first things you saw. And going back and revisiting it recently after they announced the new one,
Soulstorm,
it's still just a great game.
It's fucking awesome.
It's
so much
good.
fun. Abe's Odyssey, not Abe's Exodus.
Odyssey, not Exodus, no.
Yeah. That's a super game. Good shout, man. Good shout. My number 22 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I wanted to put it higher up, but I was like, I loved it. Nostalgia-wise, like, loved it. And obviously the soundtrack's a big standout for a lot of people on that game. But there were just games that I remember a lot more. Like, I remember that fondly, but there are others higher up that are just kind of more go-tos. Saying that, I played the remake of it a hell of a lot more now. It's just come out on PS4, but yeah. Dom?
Right. So, 21, I pick GTA.
Oh, that's much higher up on mine. Good shout, though.
I know. But I'll tell you why, like, it's not the end of GTA on my list, but GTA 1, I was still pretty young at the time when that came out. So I saw it as just kind of basic, but it was fun. And then there were like bits of it that stood out to me that was like hero frenzy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So this is just unnecessary violence that I probably was accustomed to, but in
senseless violence.
Like the same kind of violence along the, it was like Worms, I reckon. Like that kind of violence. So yeah, that's my 21. It was good though. Great game.
Nice. Mitesh?
Right. Because I'm doing it on the spot with the list. So I'll know straight away when I look at the image of the titles which ones come in mind. But the next one is Marvel Superheroes, the 2D fighting.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
Oh.
No,
is everyone laughing at Marvel Superheroes?
Just put that there.
Do you lot dislike this game?
I love this game. Why are you putting it so low?
It's nothing to do with that. I've got so many other good games that I played. That's what it is. So it was difficult. But yeah, no, it would have been a lot more higher. But because I've got other good games that I want to talk to you about, I just put Marvel Superheroes are great. Arcade.
I'm gonna guess that's maybe in Dom's top 10 by that reaction.
From his reaction, I feel bad for saying it now. I feel bad, Troy. I feel like maybe I should just keep quiet now.
Oh man, Jay, your next one.
See if you remember this one, Cooler World.
Cooler World, yeah. It's familiar. Cooler World.
It was like so.
Never played it.
It was a puzzle game. Where you were like a beach ball and you had to get it across like a load of platforms from like the end, and it was just dead addictive. It wasn't anything like out of this world, but it was just really, really addictive.
Oh, yes, I know exactly. Cooler is in Kula. Cooler. Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember that. For a moment, I was thinking of, do you remember Cool Spot? I think that was on the Mega Drive.
Oh, yeah.
That was the red dot. You know, it was the red dot from the 7-Up logo, and you just used to bound around as that. Yeah. Oh, Cooler was a great show, man. I've forgotten about that. Nice, man. What are we on? Number 21. My number 21 is Tenchu Stealth Assassins.
That's in my list.
It was so much closer to being a higher up, but again, there was just more that I was just drawn to straight away. But I remember that being so much fun, man. Yeah, and there was a second one as well. I didn't recall replaying the second. Yeah, first one, lots and lots of fun. Dom, was he frozen on us? No.
The second Tenchu you said is.
Oh, there he is.
Am I here?
You are. Yeah, there's a bit. There's a bit of a lag, but we got you.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying the second Tenchu was featured on IGN's most iconic games list.
Really?
It's funny. Just because you say, just saying you thought the other one was. I
never played the second one.
Oh.
Now I feel like I have to get it.
That makes sense.
Nice. What's your next one?
Was it number 20? Number 20. So at number 20, I've got FIFA 98.
Nice.
Because it has to go somewhere on my list.
Yeah.
And FIFA 98, tackle the goalkeeper. That is why it's in the list. That is literally why it's in the list. You could just run up to the goalkeeper and just take him out, man. They stopped it after that because that's what people were playing it for. I think they had the indoor football mode.
Did you ever play Three Lions?
Yeah. I
remember it. I don't think I played it.
Do you remember the goalkeeper thing with that, where you could do like the punch, so punching the ball away? You could just do it whenever.
Oh, you just punch players in the head.
So you just go to players and punch them.
They just didn't care at the time. Maybe just didn't care about people just want to play football.
There was another football game similar to that called Red Card Football, where the idea was just to bludgeon each other.
When I was saying before, I'd accidentally put a few PS2 games on the list. That was one that was on my list. And then I looked and was like, oh shit, it was on the PS2, not the PS1.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great shout, Dom. Mitesh next.
Right. I mean,
number 20, I think.
Yeah. Is it 20 now?
Number 20 now, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I'm gonna go with this because this was one of my earlier games that I played and I really enjoyed it. It was something I got into. Siphon Filter, the first one.
Oh yeah.
Shout.
Yeah. Really, really good. Yeah, I love that. I think I might still have that actually.
Oh, you got it hiding away there.
Somewhere there. Yeah, Siphon Filter was awesome. Good call, man. Really good call. Jay?
Final Fantasy VIII.
Nice.
It was out of there's 3 Final Fantasy games on my list, and it was the one that was kind of like just below the other 2.
Right.
I loved it at the time when I first played it, but then from playing the other 2 afterwards, I was like, yeah, it's not as good. But that was still a really good game. Definitely worth checking out.
Aaron in the comments says Croc for number 1. Croc was a good game.
Croc was a good game.
Yeah.
Aaron needs to stop saying things that might be in my list.
Number 20 from me. Now this is quite niche. I don't know if anyone remember it. It was a football game. It was called Libero Grande. You just played as one player. So it was essentially like the FIFA Be a Pro mode where you just controlled one guy on the field. But yeah, it was just really fun just to be that one guy and only have to focus on him and not be switching buttons and switching players and stuff. It was super arcadey, like really, really arcadey, but really, really fun. Yeah, I like that.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was cool. Dom?
Okay, so my 19 is FIFA 2003.
Okay.
So I thought I'd get both my football games out of the way. So FIFA 2003, purely because the sole reason you had Roberto Carlos, Edgar Davids, and who was the last one? Ryan Giggs on the front cover, which is the most random trio for a FIFA one.
Oh God, yeah, wasn't it? I remember that one.
They haven't done something like that again. So that was why it made it quality. Also, it was the last football game I had on the PS1, because obviously by that time the PS2 had come out.
Yeah. Transitioned
on
over.
On my PS2, I had FIFA 2004, but you could literally shoot anywhere. So that game was irrelevant. And my dad had been buying the Pro Evos, which were amazing. So yeah. For nostalgia and last one, that's mine.
Good shout, man. Good shout. Mitesh?
Right. The next one I'm going to go for is Medal of Honor, the original.
Oh, nice.
Mad.
Yeah, man.
And I think if I'm correct, you might correct me on this if I'm wrong. Wasn't that done by involved by Steven Spielberg?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I'm sure. Unless I've got it wrong, I'll double check it. But I'm sure Steven Spielberg was involved in that original Medal of Honor game. I could be wrong.
Steven Spielberg was the creator of Medal of Honor.
Yeah, creator Medal of Honor. Yeah, and I played it, and I got really drawn into playing war games after that. And from then on, that experience of playing Medal of Honor, the first one, I now own all the Medal of Honor games on the PS1, PS2.
Damn.
That one Medal of Honor game on the PS3.
Sweet. That's a lot, man. I'm just looking through them now. There's been a ton of them. Really,
yeah, I've got about 5, 6. I've got about, hold on, 1, 2. I've got about 6, 7 of them Medal of Honor games altogether. I've got 7 Medal of Honor games.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't the first one done by the people who did the Call of Duty 4? Not the actual not the actual company, like the team.
Possibly. I'm just having a Medal of Honor. DreamWorks Interactive was the first one. Aaron says too many Medal of Honors. Chili says, just going back to FIFA, 2004 had Del Piero, Henry, and Ronaldinho on the front cover. Whew, solid. Good shout.
Del Piero's the man.
I'll remember.
Who's next?
It's
Jay?
Me. So 19 for me, Point Blank.
Oh, was that the arcade one with the Namcon?
Yeah. It was the shooting game with the Lycon guns.
Yeah.
But it was all like party games.
Yeah. That was
fantastic.
God, I forgot about that.
Many family gathering where we play that.
That's made me now realise a massive game that I did not put in there. Fuck.
I think I know what it is.
I'm wondering if one of you's now put it in there. I might have to give it an honourable mention later if someone doesn't put it in their top.
I have a feeling I've got it in there.
Okay.
It's not the last you're going to see of the G-Con guns.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Okay. Great shadow, Point Blank. Really, really fun. My number 19 is Dino Crisis. Who doesn't like Resident Evil with zombies switched out for dinosaurs? That's a game I want to see remade. That was loads of fun. It was as close as you were getting.
That's kind of like Horizon, isn't it?
That's
kind of like Horizon.
Kind of.
Ish.
They were kind of sort of beastie dinosaur thing, and it was kind of futuristic,
if Horizon was like a survival horror.
Yeah. It was by Capcom though, so it used like the Resident Evil engine. But yeah, it was
it's just Resi with dinosaurs, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's all
literally.
Yeah. Ashley Ember says Tekken 2 for the top 5. We'll see. Tekken
2. Everyone's going ooh.
Tekken 2.
There is a Tekken game that features in my list. Yeah, it is in the top 10.
It has to be.
Rebecca Young says Dino Crisis desperately needs a reboot. Amen to that. It does. Really does. Really, really does. Fantastic game. So that's my number 19. Dom, are we on your 18th now?
So 18 for me is Capcom versus SNK Millennium Bro 2000.
I knew you were going to put Capcom SNK in there.
That's awesome choice.
Great choice.
Awesome.
There was always that select few Street Fighter characters that you'd always play, so they're in the game. There's some random ass Capcom characters that I had no idea about at that age. They're in the game. Versus the SNK franchise, which I did not know existed. So you put them together, I start playing it, and
yeah.
Let's say that was a great game that should have done a lot better than it did. But and then SNK kind of fell off after that. But
yeah, I think it got lost in just that sea of beat 'em up games and flurry that all kind of came out at once. There were so many. But yeah, that's a great one. It's almost like a hidden gem because, like you say, SNK kind of dropped off a little bit after that. I think don't think I had that one, but I had one of them on the Neo Geo, one of the SNK games. That was cool, man. Who's that? Ben in the chat says Tekken 2 was a great game. Yoshimitsu was the man. Yeah, Yoshimitsu. Yeah.
Always.
Mitesh, your number, was it number 18?
18. Yeah, it's funny what you mentioned earlier, just now, and I'm gonna carry that on forward. Dino Crisis 2.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because they did some changes. They made it more arcadey style, made it with lots of guns and made it really arcadey. And I really enjoyed that. I liked the first one, but that didn't make it on my list. The second one did because I had so much fun with it. Because they made it so much like arcadey and you got picked up weapons, you were shooting around. It was a bit like, it reminded me of Aliens, the film Aliens. We had Alien and Aliens. Where the first film, Alien,
that's a good analogy.
Yeah, it is a good analogy because the atmosphere on the first film that's what it was. It had that kind of feel of Resident Evil style. While with the second one, Aliens, was all action.
It was just all out, wasn't it? Yeah, just
all out. And that's what Dino Crisis 2 was like. It felt like Aliens. So I loved it.
That's a great comparison. Sweet, man. Loved it. Good shout. Jay, you're number 18.
Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah. Nice. Awesome. I
think, if I remember rightly, it was either the first game I got with my PlayStation or one of the first games.
Sweet.
And I just played it to death as a kid.
Yeah, I remember getting the demo of that.
Never got past like the second or third one.
Yeah, it was hard, but it was awesome. Yeah. There was another one that was really similar. What was it called?
Umjamalami.
That was it. Yeah.
Was a bit shit.
Yeah, it was no Parappa the Rapper, I tell them.
Because it was instead of rapping, it was trying to do guitar. So it was like, but not in like a fun way, like Guitar Hero.
Not like Guitar Hero or DJ Hero or anything.
Pretty much the same way as Parappa the Rapper, but it didn't really translate as well.
Yeah. Aaron, just going to the comments, says, there better be a wrestling game on your list, boys, or I'm disappointed. Not angry, just disappointed.
He's worried.
Ashley says Soul Blade or Soul Edge should get some recognition, just as good as Tekken. Absolutely agreed.
Don't worry.
That's in my list.
I was going to say, don't worry. That's definitely on someone's list.
Don't worry.
Number 18 from me. Another one I don't know, people may or may not remember. It's called Bushido Blade.
Yeah, I remember it. Got it.
Yeah, I love that. Next, Dom.
Right. So, what are we on? 17. So, this one is 17 for me, even though it is proper iconic, so don't hate me. But it's Metal Gear Solid. I'll tell you why.
Fuck's sake.
I'll tell you what.
Come on now. Go on.
Give me a second.
All right. Fucking hell.
So, this game.
I thought we were friends, Dom.
Oh god.
All right. So now I had fun with this game. I love this game. I really do. But at the time, it wasn't one of those games that I got to play in full straight away. Like this and another game on my list, I didn't get to play them in full. I got to play them in parts at random times.
Okay.
So the enjoyment of me playing when I played it was there.
Yeah.
But when you follow a story, but if you haven't, or if you watch a TV show, you watch it, you love it, you don't watch it for ages, you come back and you watch it and you love it again, but it's not followed on. So
it's just a bit fragmented.
That would be it to me.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. At least it made it in your list.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'd have been even more disappointed if it hadn't have made it in at all.
Oh God.
Just before we go next, Ashley says WWF SmackDown 2 should be in the top 5. We'll see.
Hold that thought.
We'll see. Hold that thought. Mitesh next. Number what are we on?
17.
17.
I'm losing track, Troy. Yeah, my next one is I don't know if you guys remember this one, but my next one is Duke Nukem Time to Kill.
Oh yes. I'd forgotten that even came out on PlayStation 1.
Yeah,
Nukem.
Yeah.
Love the character.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, good game. Good game.
Yeah, it very Tomb Raider-like, the way you moved the Duke Nukem, but it was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Was that the one where it was the first ever game to have like shooting from like vehicles?
Oh, really?
Something like that.
I can't remember.
One.
Maybe.
There was one of the Duke Nukems where like they've put in some system about where it was like shooting at moving targets, and it was like shooting from vehicles.
I know there was another one afterwards. There was Duke Nukem Land of the Babes.
Land of the Babes, yeah. Shake it, baby.
Shake it, baby.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good call. Jay, next one.
Ape Escape.
Yeah, big up Ape Escape.
We were talking about this before. That was the first game that they used the DualShock on.
This bad boy.
That bad boy there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just great, isn't it? It's just
Ape Escape. Wow, fun. Really
fun than
fun.
just like chasing after monkeys with the friggin' net. Literally all the gamers, but it's just so fun.
Yeah, proper good. Good shout, man. My number 17 is a game called Little Big Adventure. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
I remember that.
It was like the isometric sort of top-down view, and you played that little character, and it's a really odd game to try and explain. And even now, at the age of 35, I still don't quite understand what it was. I just remember really enjoying it. I remember I had like a demo of it, and you could only get up to like a certain point on the demo. But because I couldn't afford to buy it, and at the time, like my mum was like, "No, you'll have to wait," and I was just like, just over and over and loop this demo. But yeah, it was a really interesting game, and it was kind of like a bit dark and a bit sinister, and it was quite simple looking.
Didn't you start in like a prison cell or something?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And that was I had that on the PC.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad someone remembers it then, because I thought it was a really niche choice. But yeah, good call. Ben agrees with Ape Escape. Rebecca says,
of course he does.
Rebecca says, waiting to see where Silent Hill 2 lands on the list. Silent Hill 2 was on PS2 apparently, so it won't be on the list. Silent Hill 1, however, Ben says Ape Escape was ridiculously fun to play. Knew there was a reason we were friends, Jay.
Just that sole reason. Cancel the friendship if we don't put it on.
Dom?
Yeah, my one was Ape Escape. My next one was Ape Escape, so yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
The one thing I did like about Ape Escape as well, which I don't know if many people know, but there's a cheat on there where you can play a Solid Snake, or Snake.
Yes.
Really?
Snake, but yeah, you go around shooting people. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, you can just go around shooting the monkeys with Snake.
But when the net doesn't work.
Yeah.
Nice. Mitesh, your number, what are we on? 16?
16?
Yeah,
16, yeah.
Right. My next one is Ridge Racer 4. Ridge Racer Type 4.
Yes.
Type 4.
Yes.
I had hours of fun with that because I wasn't really into many racing games. And when I played the first Ridge Racer, I got really into it because it was arcade, it was by Namco. And I thought, yeah, I'll carry on with it. And yeah, Ridge Racer 4, I spent a lot of time playing that as a racing game because I couldn't get into Gran Turismo. I couldn't get into many of these other racing games. But Ridge Racer was the one that has a special place in my heart in the early days with racing games. And Ridge Racer all the way.
Ridge Racer Type 4 features in my list, and it is extremely high up. So we'll get to that later. It's got one of the best soundtracks on any game on any console.
Are you on about the intro? The intro of Ridge Racer Type 4?
The intro for it was also, I mean, the soundtrack for the whole game.
Oh yeah, it was brilliant. It was amazing.
But yeah, that's on my list. Jay, you're number 16?
Tomb Raider.
Nice, the first one.
Yeah, first one. I had to do a bit of a think about this and like which Tomb Raider game I was going to put on my list. The first one's the best out of the lot, but then I was thinking, well, where am I going to put it on my list? And there's some other stuff I liked better. Like, I think just looking back on it, the tank controls were just a fucking nightmare, weren't they?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
They were.
And obviously, like now you've got like games like Uncharted and the reboot of Tomb Raider where they've like perfected the system. So
yeah,
at the time probably could have gone higher, but now not so much.
Yeah. What's it? Aaron says pyramid titties. Ashley says Ridge Racer Revolution was an awesome arcade racer too. Ashley also says Wipeout 2097 and Wipeout 3 were awesome. Don't worry, they are on the list later.
They're on the
list. Rebecca says Castlevania Symphony of the Night ruined my social life as a teenager.
That one's in my honorable mentions, actually, the Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
Just missed getting in.
Ben says Tomb Raider isn't better than Tomb Raider 2. Not friends anymore, Jay. Not friends anymore.
Thanks a lot. Son's crying.
Who have we
I'll
got?
redeem myself, don't worry, Ben.
Is it it's me next, I think.
It's you.
Number 16. My number 16 is Terry Pratchett's Discworld.
Ooh,
yes.
I never played it.
Oh mate, I loved Discworld.
That's a book,
so good. It's a series of books. There was a series of books and they were fucking weird. It was like an acid trip, and I remember playing the game, and it was just the front cover's like this city or world that's on the back of a turtle that's floating through space. It's fucking weird. It's loads of fun. Even I got a controller for it, especially which I showed you just before we went live. It was the ASCII grip controller. So it was like for those slow-moving RPG ones where you just had everything like that, and you could have a cup of tea in the other hand and play like that. But yeah, Discworld is my number 16. Dom, 15 for you?
15. Okay, so this is appealing to my geeky side here. My number 15 is Dragon Ball Ultimate Battle 22.
Nice.
Okay. Now, this isn't even one of the greatest Dragon Ball games out there, not by a long time. But you had 22 fighting characters, which I'm pretty sure I haven't seen since Mortal Kombat, which so there's a fucking lot.
Yeah.
It's in the style of Street Fighter, and at the time when it came out, all I was playing was this stupid little Cartoon Network one on their website.
Right.
So in early internet games.
Yeah.
And then I found this in a shop, and I begged my dad to get it, and he got it, and I was just there for hours and hours and hours and hours. So yeah,
great.
It was really, really fun.
Yeah. I love the way that's made it in there, and you're like, it's not even the best one, but it's in there.
It has to be in there because it's just an awesome game, especially if you're just a Dragon Ball fan. Like all of the characters are there. You know?
Yeah.
There's awesome, cheat codes to get some secret ones too, but yeah. If anyone,
good call.
Great.
Mitesh, you're number 15.
15. WWF SmackDown 2.
Woo! Good man. Good shout.
Is it
15. Woo!
Yeah. SmackDown 2. What can I say about SmackDown 2?
That's such a good game.
So good.
I think I love doing the creations on it as well. You know, when you can create some of the wrestlers that are not in the game. It was brilliant. It was an arcadey style kind of wrestling game, but
yeah, man.
It was
SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, was it?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I almost forgot what it was called. I love the Royal Rumble feature. I was like playing Royal Rumble on it. I was like, trying to eliminate all the other wrestlers. You know, when you're in number one, just try and eliminate every single one.
Yeah.
But you had all the great matches on it. You had Hell in a
Cell. Mate, SmackDown 2 was so good.
Everybody
So
good.
good.
It was so popular.
So good.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was the most popular wrestling game on the PS1. Am I correct saying that?
Yeah.
That or
Probably.
Attitude.
Yeah. Attitude was the red cover that had Stone Cold on the front, wasn't it?
Or WCW NWO Revenge. Was that on the PS1?
That was on. I remember I had that. On the 64.
I know it was on the N64, but
yeah,
that was on PS1 as well.
Aaron's obviously very frustrated that SmackDown 2's only made it at number 15. He's just like, 15?
Yeah. So am I. So am I, Aaron. So am I.
Aaron's absolutely
I'm becoming the bad guy here. Am I? Have I become the heel here?
Yeah, well, Ashley says, Mitesh, know your role and shut your mouth.
I think
That's terrible, man. That's terrible.
I think I'm gonna add some fuel onto the fire of Aaron kicking off here.
Oh, God.
A bit like I do on the podcast. My 15. My 15's Croc, Legend of the Gobbos.
He's not going to be happy about that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was great. It was basically just a Crash Bandicoot / Spyro the Dragon clone with tank controls.
Yeah,
it controlled like absolute dog shit, but it was so fun.
Yeah, that's a good call, man. Good game. My number 15 is Overboard. Does anyone remember Overboard?
Oh, yeah, I remember it. Like, that's a pirate ship.
Played at the little pirates, like the boats at sea. And that was cool, man. That was Assassin's Creed Black Flag took all their inspiration from Overboard. The only thing it was missing was sea shanties. But yeah, that Overboard was really, really fun. Like a kind of real-time strategy sort of thing. But not quite as serious. But yeah, I like that. Number 14, Dom?
Soul Edge.
Soul Edge, yes.
I'm a massive Soul Calibur fan. And I got Soul Calibur 2 first on the PS. And then through the little history thing on that game, I found out there was a game before it. So naturally, I had to go and play it. It was like, I think Cervantes, the pirate, was the bad guy on it.
Cervantes, yeah.
I was just like, beating him on hard mode was difficult. But the lore of the game, everything, it's just so fun. It's such a fun fighting game. And it's just different from Tekken because of the weapons and stuff. So
yeah, man. Yeah.
That's why it gets to, we are 14.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I remember the later ones had like their console exclusives. So like was the PlayStation ended up getting Darth Vader and the GameCube version got Yoda and
Link.
And the Xbox got Yoda. That was it.
So Soul Calibur 2 had that. Soul Calibur 2 had Link on the GameCube, Spawn on the PS. No, Heihachi on the PS2.
Heihachi, yeah.
Spawn on the Xbox, and then Darth Vader and Yoda were for 360 and PS3, I believe.
Okay.
So, didn't one of them have Kratos as well?
Oh, did it?
I think that
might have been a later one.
It was a later Soul Calibur game.
Soul Calibur 4 had Vader and Yoda in.
Soul Calibur 6 had Kratos in. Yeah. Awesome. Great shout. Really, really fucking good game, man. Mitesh, you're number 14.
Number 14, right? Yeah, it's getting tricky for me because I love all these games. Right, it's I said one earlier on, and this is the sequel, Siphon Filter 2.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what you guys feel about Siphon Filter 2.
I don't recall playing the second. I played the first one. If it was as good as the first one, then I'm sure it was ace. I really enjoyed the first.
It was expanded on 2 discs.
Oh, okay.
So I enjoyed it because I enjoyed the first one so much. I was really excited to play the second one. When I found out it was 2 discs, I thought, I'm going to get into this because I really enjoyed the first one. And when it was 2 discs, I thought this is going to be a bigger adventure, a bigger story, and I just got into it. So Siphon Filter 2 is a good game, top game.
Good shot, man. Cool. Jay?
Final Fantasy 9.
Woo!
This was originally a little bit higher up, but then I put it down a bit because I always flip flop between 7 and 9 of which one I prefer. It was just again like Final Fantasy game. It was great. I recently replayed this because it come on Game Pass on the Xbox, so
okay,
it still stands up. it's just great, and it looks gorgeous as well. Like for the end of the, come up sort of the end of the PS1.
Yeah.
It looks great.
When they just about push the console to its limit, like you find that with like for obvious reasons, but like even the PS2, like I remember some games that came out on that, and for the most part they still hold up now. Like was it Shadows of the Colossus was PS2?
Yeah,
that still looks pretty sharp. And there was that other one called, was it ISO or ICO? ICO. Like that still looks boss considering how old it is. But yeah, that's a great shout, man. Final Fantasy. My number 14 is Colin McRae Rally.
Nice.
I love Colin McRae Rally. It's made by Codemasters, who were based just down the road in Leamington. I did my work experience at Codemasters. Got to play Colin McRae Rally, Micro Machines, Jonah Lomu Rugby. And yeah, Colin McRae was awesome, man. I remember he had like the various cheats on there. There was one called like P Super, and it just made it foggy as fuck and really difficult to drive in. And that was the ultimate challenge. Yeah, Colin McRae Rally for my number 14. Dom, moving on to your number 13.
Marvel superheroes. Marvel superheroes. Now, this is the thing. This is so on the Sega Saturn. My dad got the Sega Saturn chip, so I was able to get the Japanese games. And one of the first ones of this series that I managed to get was X-Men versus Street Fighter. Fucking awesome.
Sweet.
So then when I got the PS1, naturally I'd get Marvel superheroes. Now I'm pretty sure everyone in the world has seen the Avengers. This is that story. Thanos is boss. You have to get the gems. It's amazing. The gems get used against you. They're great. It's fun. You don't see it in a lot of fighting games these days. I recommend playing that to everything. And it's a precursor to every Marvel fighting game that has come out since. So, yeah.
Sick.
Love it.
That's a great shout.
That's where it's
supposed to be. I feel like I need to go and play that now, man. Yeah. That's where it's supposed to be.
It's where it's supposed to be.
Just going to the comments quickly. What's he saying? Aaron says
Aaron's kicking off that apparently I got Croc 1 and Croc 2 mixed up.
Oh, okay. Croc 2 was Legend of the Gobos. It was open world. 1 wasn't. Ashley says should remaster the Siphon Filter series. That's not a bad shout. They were cool games, man. Also says don't forget about Brian Lara Cricket. Yeah. I'm not a big cricket fan, but Brian Lara Cricket was a lot of fun, man. I like that. Good. Yeah. Who's next? Mitesh next.
Right. Okay. I feel like when with my choices, everyone's booing me because some of the things I'm saying
It's not the choice of game; it's the position of that game on your list. I think
it's real. I'll be honest a bit before I say my next one. I'll just say this very quickly. When I'm leading up to the top 10, these were games that I had a lot of memories of, and it's to do with memories. It's to do with a lot to do with memories and how many memories you have of that game and how often you played it. So that I want everyone to know that, and I don't want everyone to boo me and think, God, why did he put it on that position? Please don't boo me. Games. Right, okay. Right, let's get serious now. My next one is, I don't know if you guys have heard of this one, by Squaresoft, Parasite Eve 2.
Yes, Parasite Eve. Yes, Parasite.
It was a cross between RPG and horror.
Yeah.
Horror and RPG. It was really unique for its time. But I had to spend a lot of time with it because it was very long-winded, but I did get through it from start to finish.
Mm-hmm. No, great shot. Parasite Eve was really, really, really good, man.
Top game. Really it's rare now. It's become a very rare game to pick up now.
Yeah. I saw a copy in CEX. It was something ridiculous, like 70, 80 quid or something. Like,
really?
Behave. Yeah, I mean, CEX are ridiculously inflated for their prices anyway, but there's some real rare ones in there that they've just absolutely rocketed up in price. So, but yeah, good call on that. Really, really good call. Jay, your number 13? Yeah.
This is one that might get me a few boos in the comments for being so low.
It's all right, I got it.
Resident Evil 3.
Ooh. No, that's good. I
still like it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have put it any higher up. There's better ones, but it's deservedly in.
That's it. It's an incredible game.
Yeah.
It obviously, again, it built on the second one. Nemesis is iconic.
Yeah.
And especially
iconic villain.
When you look at the remake that they brought out earlier in the year, of it, like it still is loved. It's just a great
massively.
game.
The only thing in the remake is that I'm thinking of the second one where the fucking Nemesis or whatever just comes into save rooms. You're not even safe in there anymore. Just barges through fucking walls.
What a bastard. But yeah, I remember some of the jump scares from that game.
Yeah,
were just fantastic, and like to this day still stay with me.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Fucking yeah, that's a superb choice actually, and I'm disappointed I didn't put it in my list. However, there is a Resident Evil in there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Troy, but I was going to say to James, you know what? You've just made me think now about a game to revisit is Resident Evil 3 because I didn't play that properly. So I would like to actually play that from start to finish if I can.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah,
really good call.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah. My number 13 is Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yes, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Well, it had fucking boatloads of characters in it. And I like the first one I was going to put in there, but then I was just like, the only reason I didn't, because I was like, well, there wasn't as many characters. Like, I loved it. It was iconic. But just for the amount, like the wealth of characters, like the first one that really had a wealth of characters was that one. Yeah, really, really fun. The Mortal Kombat games on the whole are fucking awesome. But those first three were superb. And for me, Trilogy was well up there for me.
Sorry, Troy.
I know you're good, man.
Just to mention that I am a big MK fan, but don't boo me, but it's not on my list.
That's okay. That's why I put it on mine.
Because I used to own a Super Nintendo, I loved the Mortal Kombat games on the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
So that's why I've not put that on my list. I've not put Trilogy on my list.
No worries, man. That's all right. It's a fair shout.
Yeah.
Who's next? Dom. Hang on. Aaron asks backyard wrestling.
I agree with where you put Mortal Kombat, by the way.
That was PS2.
What, backyard wrestling?
Backyard wrestling.
Yeah, it's not on there. Shut up, Aaron. But backyard wrestling was an atrocity.
I've actually got that unboxed.
It's so bad.
I've not even played it. I've got it unboxed, but I've not played it yet.
Don't bother.
I might close my eyes and play
it. Dom, what was your next one, mate?
Yeah, so I just wanted to say Mortal Kombat was a good position for where you put it on your list. I kind of class Mortal Kombat as its own entity. That's why it didn't make my list. But I still love it. So I'm torn on that one. But my number 12 anyway is Gran Turismo 2.
Ooh, I was wondering if anyone was going to put a Gran Turismo in there.
Right, so I'd gone from Sega Rally on the Sega Saturn to Gran Turismo 2. Because like I said, the PS1 when it came out, I believe it came with Gran Turismo 2, where the big size one came out with just Gran Turismo 1. That was the Gran Turismo that I had. And when I went back and played Gran Turismo, I was glad that I had that. And my fastest car on there was the Mitsubishi GTO twin turbo. When I saw those one of those in real life, I was so happy.
I own that.
I thought it was a fake car.
I remember that as well, exactly the same. I remember that being my favourite car in real life, only because it was my best car in Gran Turismo.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good shout, man. That was the one that came with 2 discs. You had the arcade disc and the simulation disc or whatever it was. And do you remember the disc? If you scratch them, it's like burning car rubber, like tyres. Fact.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it was a scratch and sniff disc. Yeah, true fact.
I never scratched mine.
I didn't stumble upon it. Like I was told that was it, but that's the thing.
It's cool.
Yeah, man. What are we on now? Number
12.
12.
So
Mitesh.
I might have to go and find.
Okay. Oh, okay. Is it my turn? Sorry, is it my turn?
Yeah, Mitesh, you'll go.
Yeah, right. Just going from what Adam said about Gran Turismo. Funny enough, I know earlier I said I'm not a big fan of like the racing games, but that was the only Gran Turismo I enjoyed because they had the arcade. You can play it arcadey style in that. So, but anyway, that was just a quick note on that. But my next one is, if you guys remember this, by IDOS, Fear Effect 2.
Oh, Fear Effect. Yeah.
I really like Fear Effect.
The second one.
man.
The second one. I didn't put the first one because there was so many. There was so many games. Oh, what was that sound effect? It was echoing. What was that echoing?
It was Dom going, damn, but his connection's a bit sketchy, so it made him sound like a Dalek.
Yeah. No, I didn't. But I put Fear Effect 2 because I was going to put the first one, but there was so many. There was so many to choose from because you've got to really whittle it down to 25. But I put the second one because obviously it was continuation of the first one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys remember Fear Effect 2. Did you guys play it?
I remember it. Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Two sexy females in the game in there for the games. For the game, the lads.
As a lad playing that, I was just like, gaming doesn't get any better.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, it was like paradise.
Yeah, that was a good call, man. Jay, you're number 12.
Tony Hawk skateboarding.
Nice.
Just for hours and hours and hours of fun playing that game.
Yeah.
Which was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything about that game was
awesome.
Don't
need to say more about that.
Yeah. There's a reason that's been remade and re-released, and that there was so much love for it being remade and re-released because it's absolutely iconic. Everything from the soundtrack to the levels and the characters. I remember on the original you got Spider-Man as a secret character because I think Spider-Man owned Activision owned Spider-Man at the time, so you got him as a character.
Wasn't Darth Maul on it as well?
Yes. Yeah. So no, that's a great shout. Really, really good. Just quickly going to the comments. Ben says, in amongst all of the positivity about how great PS1 was, is it true that developers put random demo discs hidden in the game boxes? Someone told me that recently, and if so, it may have added major regret to my childhood. I never heard that. Did anyone else hear that?
What's that? Oh, that's weird.
No.
Apparently, developers put random demo discs hidden in game boxes.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Hang on, wasn't it? Wouldn't it have been so when you open the box, you've got like the plastic bit in the middle. So if you pull that out underneath, is that what you mean, Ben?
See what he says.
Yeah, that's puzzled me now. I have to elaborate on that.
Yeah. Going on to my number 12 is WWF SmackDown 2. Know Your Role. It's just not quite made it into the top 10, but it was. We already spoke about it earlier on. It's a fucking awesome game. Awesome game. Ben says yes. That's what he meant, I think, in regards to the disc being at the back. Yeah. No, I'd never heard that, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. Dom, you're number 11, if you please.
My number 11 is Final Fantasy VII. Now, it only just missed out. I know. It only just missed out on the top 10 purely because, as I said, Metal Gear Solid, it was another game that I didn't get to play full wet. So I played it in bits all over the place. But I always loved the story. And then obviously when I went back in my adulthood and played it all the way through, I loved it even more.
Yeah. And
I'm still yet to complete the remastered one. But yeah, I love this game. But like I said, for PS1 games, that's why it's just missed out in the top 10.
Yeah. It's a good shout.
It was
really
great.
Good shout.
Game.
Yeah, man.
I love Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Awesome. Mitesh, you're number 11.
Right. Dom's gonna boo me in a minute, and but there's a reason behind it. Once we get into the top 10. Number 11 is Tekken 3.
Ooh, okay.
You can have that. I'll allow
You can
it.
have that. Can I have that one?
I'll allow that one.
You like that? I know you're fine. You're like me, Dom. We're gonna have to talk privately at one point because I do collect a lot of fighting games. I've got a hell of a lot of fighting games.
Oh, you two are getting like a house on fire.
Same.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get on well with that.
Well, eventually, when we can all kind of get together in some sort of capacity, my aim is to try and run like a kind of beat 'em up tournament where we can kind of get together and live stream like a tournament and try and get other people involved. So yeah, you two will get like a house on fire. We'll bring up a plethora of games for you to smash it out on.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Mitesh as well. My YouTube channel is all about fighting games. So
can you
yeah.
I'll have to try and find you.
All about.
Oh man, I need to check out your YouTube channel actually now.
Yeah, man. We'll get it sorted.
Can you sort it out, Troy?
Yeah. We'll drop a link. Drop a link in the chat or something.
Me, Troy. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Mitesh, your number 11, please.
I've said it. Tekken 3.
Oh, sorry, Jay.
Yeah.
That's it. My bad.
We said it again. Repeat it again.
Time Crisis.
Oh, see, that's the one I forgot and I should have put in.
No,
awesome.
I was close. To be honest with you, Jay, before you mentioned that, I was so close to having that on my list, but there was so many, like I said several times tonight, there were so many other good games. So it's one of my favorites because I've got all the Time Crisis games up to 5. Actually, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got it up to. Oh shit!
I didn't know there was a Time Crisis 5.
No, 5. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad. No, up to the last one that was on PS3. What was the last one on the PS3? Raising Storm.
Oh yeah.
So I've got every single Time Crisis game.
I didn't play that.
To Raising Storm.
That was the PlayStation Move one, wasn't it?
Yeah, PlayStation 3. Yeah, Raising Storm.
Yeah.
It was after 4.
No, I didn't play it.
Time Crisis was
yeah.
well fun.
Oh, I loved it.
Time Crisis. It was just like having the arcade in your house.
Yeah.
Great.
The only thing it was missing was the foot pedal that you used to have in the arcade.
Yeah.
So you could duck and stuff. But aside from that, like having the gun, and the gun used to have the recoil on it, didn't it? Which was pretty cool. When you get to arcades and you're younger, just hearing like this thing coming back and forth. What's Ben put in the chat? Oh, but he's dropped the link in about the PS1 games that included demos.
And he's
further reading.
He said about on that as well. Apparently, some Metal Gear Solid cases included the Silent Hill demo, and he hates himself if it's actually true. Got some bad news for you, pal. Guess who got one of them with his copy of Metal Gear Solid?
Absolutely raging. Oh, man. My number 11. Oh, I kind of wanted to put this higher, but yeah. Die Hard trilogy.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Top game. Die Hard trilogy.
Really good. It was 3 games for 1. It was fucking
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That was fucking awesome. The first one was Nakatomi, where you just went up the building like a third-person one. And the second one was the gun one in the airport. And the third one was you driving around New York in the taxi. It was so much fun. And I think at that time when it came out, I don't think I was quite old enough to watch the films, but played the games and was like, ooh, these are based on films, you say? Right. Finding those to watch. But yeah, Die Hard trilogy was fucking excellent. I don't know if anyone remembers on the Dreamcast a game called Dynamite Cop.
Yes, I played that.
Yeah. That was what Die Hard was meant to be for the Dreamcast.
Oh.
I had the gun. It was on the Saturn as well. Like I had the gun for it and everything. It was great. Yeah. It was absolutely amazing game.
Yeah.
So fun. Bruce Willis as a rectangle is amazing.
Yeah, that's it. Just before we go into the top 10, Aaron says, I wrote a top 10 and realised because the PS1 is the same age as me, they'll all be PG games apart from a select few. Yeah, Aaron's a young'un. Just before we go into the top 10, we'll just stop for a little break.
Okay.
But so literally just a few minutes, just grab a drink or whatever. Those that are watching on the live stream, just bear with us for a couple of minutes and we'll be back with you. Let me just work out what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I'll have a check as well. I'll go on my Facebook. Ooh.
Cool.
Oh.
We live, pal?
Live, we're live.
All good?
We're
All
live,
good?
pal.
We're all live.
Nice.
Business time, folks. It's business time.
Live
Business
on
time.
Raw.
Top 10 live.
Business is
On-
picking up now.
Monday,
Oops.
what was it? Sunday night Raw.
Sunday night heat, mate.
Sunday night heat, yeah. Sunday night heat.
It's like velocity.
Velocity, yeah. I remember velocity.
I think Aaron is going to join us for a top 10. So hopefully.
So
You've been
things
with us.
are about to get a bit rowdier.
Yeah, things are going to get a bit rowdier now. He's here. He
Comes
is.
a new fighter.
Player 5 entered the game.
A new person.
If you thought it was a shit show before,
here we go,
wait
boys.
until now.
Here we go.
Fuck's sake.
He's not even got his fucking
Can't
camera
even
the
got his
right way
fucking
around.
phone the right way round.
He looks like he's...
Oh, the fuck, man.
For anyone who does listen to our podcast, the Untitled Wrestling Podcast, this is the shit me and Troy have to put up with. Every
This
time
is.
we're-
I'm the boy that everyone complains about.
This podcast is about to turn into the absolute drizzling
There we
shits.
go. It's turned now. There we go. See, that's better.
Oh, sweet. Good to have you with us, Aaron.
Oh.
I see you've been sounding off in the chat about your gripe
Right.
about where some games have been positioned. You're near happy.
No happy. No at all.
Well, here's your chance to get involved and let us know what your top 10 are. I'll start with Aaron. What's your number 10?
Oh, we're on 10 already? Okay, right.
Nice start.
No, I thought we were on like 12 or something.
Oh, hang on. Have you got a 12 and 11?
No, I've just got 10. That's why I was
Okay.
asking. Okay,
No worries.
I'm going to go for Hugo 2.
Ooh,
Hugo 2.
Did anyone else
The
play
fuck is
Hugo?
Hugo?
No,
Never heard of
Did
it.
no one play Hugo?
I've never heard of it.
It was like, it used to be a kids program before I was even born, but then they brought out games for the PS1. The first one isn't as good though. The second one's a better one. It's like this wee troll with like little horns coming out its head, with like green overalls on. It was like tons of mini games. Absolutely delightful.
I'm just showing it on the screen.
Oh, you got it
now.
on there.
People should be able to see it. So
Oh
that's,
my god.
that's Hugo. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
That's Hugo
Just
2.
Aaron, I'm glad you mentioned Hugo 2 because it's a game that I've been after because I wanted to play it. I never had a chance to play it.
Hugo 2 is the fucking bee's knees, man.
Bee's knees. Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna
the bee's knees.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. Get the second one though. It's a better one.
Yeah, I'm glad you told me that. I'm really glad you told me because I was gonna be tempted to get both of them. But if you're saying Hugo 2 is the better one, I'll get that.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
All right. Hugo 2 is Aaron's number 10. Mitesh, your number 10, please.
Right. Please, Dom, do not judge me. Number 10 is Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Nice.
He's not saying
Wait, I don't judge you. It was my number 10 as well.
That's good. I feel good now. I feel good about the top
You
10.
beat me to it.
I was gonna say it went so quiet there. Just,
I thought there was going to be outrage, like, how dare you? Nice. Yeah, that's a good call. What was it? Street Fighter Alpha?
Street Fighter Alpha
3.
3.
Three.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mitesh. Tell him about it, Mitesh. Tell him about it.
Oh, I will do. Yeah,
Tell
yeah.
him about it.
Back in before PS1, when I played the Street Fighter games on the Super Nintendo, one thing I'll tell you, Dom. I think Troy knows about this, but I'm a big Street Fighter fan as well. I've got a lot of things I've collected of Street Fighter stuff, and yeah, Street Fighter Alpha 3 when that came out, I just got hooked on it, and I was playing it, and I think my game save is level 32 with Akuma. So yeah, I really played it. Yeah, I really played it to death. Just loved it. I really got into it. The combo system was really good. You had different fighting styles. It was like a whole package. It was like you had all the Street Fighter characters in one. It was like a bit like Mortal Kombat trilogy, but a Street Fighter sense. But yeah, you had all the characters there, and I was like, this is a dream. You've got everybody together. You've got everyone. You go from the past and present. It was brilliant. I loved it.
Sweet. Yeah, it's a good shout, man. You guys can see that now, just bringing up a few of the screenshots from it. Yeah.
I've actually got Street Fighter Alpha 3 on not just on PS1, but I've also got it on the Game Boy Advance as well.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Yeah, that's a great shout, man. Yeah.
Let me follow what he says as well.
Yeah.
Oh, we've lost him. What were we saying, Dom?
Is it all right, Dom? Because I didn't hear what Dom was saying there.
My top 10, because it was my 10 Fire Alpha 3.
Okay.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Bit of a delay, but we got you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. That's probably my end, sorry. Yeah, so Street Fighter Alpha, basically, I loved it as much as Mitesh has said, like for all of those reasons, and for the fact that it was using the same engine that it was that they used for the X-Men vs Street Fighter game back on the Sega Saturn.
Nice.
So it looked like those, but even better. It had better quality graphics, and like I said, you didn't see these anymore after Marvel vs Capcom 2, I believe. But these core elements to how this game was produced, like those are what made it for me. Because you look at the other Street Fighters, and they all look different depending on who developed them. So the developers of this did just a bang out job.
It's just the anime. Sorry, I'm just gonna add on what Dom was saying. Sorry, Dom. What I was gonna say is the animation. I love animation because I've got art and design background. I loved 2D animation when for those kind of games, those 2D fighting games in that era. So I love that kind of artwork and animation for it. So yeah, I loved it. That's what drew me into it even more. Seeing that kind of artwork and all the characters and 2D animation. It was lovely to. I love 2D. I know people might say, "Oh, no, it's 3Ds all the way," but I still got a special special place for 2D animation.
Yeah,
2D.
definitely. There's a lot of games where 2D really kind of gives it, like, not just like a retro feel, but some games that really lend themselves to being 2 or even like 2.5D, where you get like the kind of cell shading stuff where it gives the illusion of kind of 3D, but that nostalgic 2D look. Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, see, even though I'm younger, like our family was never like had money, so I was always the like console behind. Is what it would be. So it was like my first ever gaming console was the original Game Boy.
Ah, nice.
Oh, nice. I've got loads.
That was my very first thing that I got. So
that's mad. And that came out how many years before you were born?
Exactly.
Oh, you know, if you get a chance to do, Troy, you might have to do a Game Boy session next time. Like a conversation about Game Boy, because I could talk to death. I can talk to you for death. For hours about Game Boy, because I've got loads of Game Boy games. I loved Game Boy.
Yeah, Game Boy was cool, man. Really,
if you ever do a conversation about Game Boy, give me a shout on that.
I might do a handheld one, so that'd be a good shout. Yeah.
Nice.
Moving on, Jay, your number 10, please.
Felony 1179.
Oh, my life! Yes.
So, for anyone who doesn't know what it is, it was a racing game, kind of. So it was more just like a time trial of a track from point A to point B, and you had to create as much like damage as possible.
Oh yeah.
So in the top, where like you'd normally have your position in the race, you'd have like a meter. That was just the amount of damage you've done in dollars.
Yeah, that was
it was so good, and it handled amazing as well for like an old race game.
For a game that old, man. It was a little bit like the Burnout games where you had the Burnout Takedown, where you had to cause damage as possible. But yeah, like it totaled it up on a thing there. Mate, that's a great shout. When I was flicking through and that came up and I was like, wow, I forgot about that. I didn't make it to my list, but it's an honourable mention for me, definitely, because it was superb. Really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. Just having a look at a few of the screenshots of it now. Yeah. Proper fun game. Do you know what? I feel like I might even still have that. Incidentally, it's made by ASCII or ASCII or whatever it is. So the same people that made that little one-handed controller thing that I had. Same company that did that.
Yeah.
Although good luck playing Felony on that thing. Moving on. My number 10 is the OG original top-down Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, I've got that.
Nice.
Yeah, good,
Yeah,
good
man.
choice.
I think, Don, did you mention it earlier? You did.
It was my it was my number 20 something.
Yeah.
No, it was in the teens. It was in the teens.
Just wanted to ask you something, Troy. You mentioned about GTA. Was it the first one or the second one you put on your list?
The first one. Originally. OG.
Okay, I prefer the second one because I think I played that more. I played that more than the first one. I've not played the first one properly.
Yeah. Oh, the first one was cool, man. Just the music. Remember that intro music on the title thing, like that proper like hip hop banger, like proper Aggie like rap hip hop, like that was cool. Yeah, I love that. Honorable mention goes to Grand Theft Auto London, the expansion pack, expansion mission pack, which was really cool. Grand Theft Auto London, War Games. Yeah.
Don't start that. Don't start.
That's a different podcast. But yeah, no, Grand Theft Auto, the first one was so good, like totally different from anything ever.
Somebody say War Games.
War Games.
War Games.
It's happening again.
Grand Theft Auto.
So good.
Yeah, I remember it came with the map, and I was like, "Hang on, there's a full-on map for a game. Like, how big is this game?" But yeah, that was sick. I loved it. Loved it. So who's that? So Dom, yours was already taken, wasn't it? Was that
my number 10 was Alpha as well. So.
Oh, okay.
I can't hear him now.
It's your connection, I think we heard that and we talked about it. Okay, no worries, man. We still got you. Just your connection's a bit squiffy, but I think we're getting you. So in that case,
I know. I can't. I'll go try and sort it out.
No worries, man. We're just about getting you. If worse comes to worse, you can turn off your video and just do audio, and it might help a bit more. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I think that's what I was thinking.
We'll bear with it for now. So Aaron, you're number 9.
Right. Bear in mind, same age as the PS1. Tarzan the game.
Ooh.
Wow.
Surprise choice.
That was a good game, to be fair.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, don't disrespect Tarzan if you've not played it.
No. I got it. I own it.
Yeah. It's like a side scroller. You collect all the coins. It's like your cookie cutter like side scroller.
That looks pretty fun, to be fair. I don't think I ever played it, but it looks alright.
And it's a fucking game and a half, I tell you.
Aaron, does it bring out the Tarzan out of you?
Well, not at the start because you're a kid, but
yeah, but later on in the game.
It's why he wears loincloths nowadays, like.
No, jokes aside,
shorts.
jokes aside, I have got this game, but I have not had a chance to play it yet.
It's a good game, definitely.
It's a good game. I remember that.
Really good shout. Lovely stuff. Who is next? Mitesh.
Number 9.
Yes, mate.
Right. Again, it's getting difficult now, so I'm doing my best to position these games in terms of memories. My next one is, if you guys remember this from Squaresoft, Vagrant Story.
Yes, Vagrant Story. That's an underrated, like.
It is underrated. Yeah. Game. Very different, slightly different from some of the other RPG games. Because I don't know if you guys remember it, but when you attacked enemies, you choose body parts. You could choose certain body parts to attack.
Yeah.
And he had a great story. I don't know if you guys remember the story. The story was very dark, and
Yeah, it was.
And the main character, he was mysterious. We didn't know much about him until I think as the game evolved. And I love the story of it. I love the story, Vagrant story. I love the gameplay of it. It was very different from some of the other RPG games. Very unique for its time. And yeah, I played it from start to finish, finished it.
Yeah.
I've got the game save on that. Yeah, and yeah, so you can tell why that's in my top 10.
Yeah. No, that's good, man.
You know, I don't know what I want to find out from other people's memories of Vagrant Story. You guys got any memories of Vagrant Story?
I had a friend that used to play it religiously and absolutely loved it. And I was never a massive fan of like RPG stuff, but I remember just sitting and watching my mate play this just endlessly.
Yeah.
And then got into it, and I did enjoy it. Visually, it looked really cool. I really like. I'm just putting some pictures up now. Like I really like the artwork.
Oh, yeah.
And the main character, like you said, was quite this like kind of like mysterious kind of looking character. You didn't really know too much until the game started to really develop. But yeah, it was cool, man. I enjoyed it. Anyone else play that?
I played it. I can't remember much of it. I remember loving it as a kid, but I can't remember like much about it. But I remember really enjoying it. That's why I didn't put it in my top 25 though, because
didn't remember enough.
It's obviously not stuck with me enough that I could remember it more than other games.
Yeah. Great shout. Just going to the comments quickly. Ben says, anyone who underestimates Disney games never played Lion King on the Sega or Toy Story 2.
Toy Story is fantastic. Lion King on the Sega, you can get in the fucking sea. It was so hard.
It was solid. Absolutely solid. Who's next? Oh, it's me. Next. My number 9, just to bring up some pictures with that, is the first Wipeout game.
Ooh, nice choice. I've got that
Wipeout.
Recently actually unboxed.
Yeah. Wipeout was a lot of fun, man.
Music.
Again, like totally different from any other like racer type game, like really futuristic. And I remember like you having R1 and L1 as like your air brakes and to brake either side and stuff like that, and it just handling really different to everything else. The soundtrack was absolutely fucking superb, so good. And like it really drove the game as well. Like you felt like you were hurtling about at like 400 miles an hour to like The Prodigy and Future Sounds of London and various other people on that. But yeah, man, Wipeout was excellent. I know about a year or so ago they gave away the Wipeout Omega collection on PS4, and it's got various tracks from I don't think there's any from the first one, but I think there's stuff on Wipeout Fury, Wipeout 2097, which was also really good, and a few of the others. But yeah, Wipeout was superb, terrific game for me. So yeah, that makes it in at number 9 for me.
Wasn't that? Sorry, Troy. I don't want to interrupt you.
No,
I can't help it, Troy. I just want to make comments, loads of comments.
Go ahead, man.
I know Wipeout was one of the games that was one of the biggest selling points for PlayStation. I think Wipeout was one of those games. It was one of the launch. Was it a launch title? I think I remember.
It was a launch title. Yeah,
it was a launch title, or if not, it was very close to being a launch title.
But that was one of the games that made people buy the console. When they saw Wipeout, they thought, "Oh God, this is amazing."
Yeah, it was a release date game.
Yeah, release date. Yeah, that launch title. Yeah, release date game. Yeah, so launch title. So yeah, I'm sure I remember hearing a lot of things that Wipeout was one of those games that made people buy the consoles. You know.
Yeah. There was a poster that came out, a really controversial poster that had Sarah Cox on the front.
Oh yes, you're right.
And it just said Wipeout, a dangerous game, and it was. I'll show you it on here.
I'm intrigued to remember it. Yeah,
it's quite small. Can we zoom in on?
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, this was controversial. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and it was just the two girls on there in the Wipeout shirts. So I think the logos on their t-shirts were two of the teams that were in the game, like the race teams. But yeah, just like kind of beaten up and battered, and
that is controversial. Yeah,
but yeah, awesome, so good, brilliant game. Who is next? Dom, you're number 8, is it?
I'm on number 9.
Number 9, sorry.
Or number 9.
We have an extra person now, so
Sorry.
Right. My number 9, Micro Machines.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, when I say this game drove me mad, honest to goodness, like the look of it from the overview, but some of the levels, some of the driving on it was insane. And yeah, I couldn't stop playing it. I don't know why I could not stop playing this game.
Yeah.
And I have such fond memories. It's just little things like jumping up a ramp on such a basic course was just amazing to me. It was just so fun.
It was nuts.
I could easily play this again now.
Oh, definitely.
I was going to ask you, Dom, did you prefer this one over the ones on the 16-bit consoles? Because I like the ones on the 16-bit console.
I didn't have those.
Okay.
I didn't have those, so this was the first one I ever got, and I was just like, this game is incredible. This was like this and Destruction Derby were like.
Don't remind me about Destruction Derby. Yeah. Top
These
game.
were like my favorite car games, even though they were like not Gran Turismo type car games.
Fun fact: I did my work experience at Codemasters, and I got to sit and play this endlessly.
You lucky devil.
Also, speaking of the 16-bit versions of Micro Machines, Ben says, isn't there a phone version of Micro Machines now? Is there a mobile version of it? I don't know.
Probably.
Possibly.
It's the exact one.
Don't know, maybe.
I know.
Yeah, speaking of the 16-bit variety of Micro Machines, I've just dug this out. Micro Machines Military.
Nice.
Never seen that.
For the Sega Mega Drive. What it did have, so the Mega Drive had 2 control ports in it. But what if you want to play 4? The J card. With 2
J card. Didn't they,
Troy,
didn't they have that for Pete Sampras as well?
Yeah.
Pete Sampras
Pete
tennis.
Sampras tennis, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was decent, man. But great shout. Micro Machines. Fucking awesome game. Awesome game. Aaron, you're up next.
I haven't done my number 9 yet.
Oh, have you not? Sorry, mate. I'm losing track of you. What's your number 9, Jay? Sorry, man.
It's Final Fantasy 7.
Nice. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I don't need to talk about it. Everyone knows about Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
It's just like timeless. Even going back to it now, it just holds up. It's great.
Yeah.
I think I actually prefer this version to the remake as well.
Yeah. I've not played the remake yet.
It's not a slight on the remake in the slightest because the remake's incredible. But I just like the whole like older feel of it. Yeah, it was cool. This is absolutely just iconic. I think it's not in my top 10, but again, I wasn't a massive RPG fan, but I recognize how important and iconic this game was. So yeah, that's a great call. I think everyone can agree with that, even if it isn't in your own top 10. It's deserving of its position. So has everyone done their number 9 now? Yeah, now we're on 8.
Now we're on 8. Okay. We'll start with Aaron.
SmackDown to Know Your Role.
SmackDown to Know Your Role.
Okay.
If you think this is the first wrestling game that's going to be on this list, you've got another thing coming. It's
all right, Aaron. It's all right, Aaron. Mine was in 15 position.
Yeah, number 8. It's not the best one, but it's up there. It's very, very good. It came out a lot earlier than other wrestling games did that were just as good as it. Like, fast pace, wasn't slow, wasn't jittery. 4 people at a time. You had your rumbles, every match stipulation possible. Even
look at those photorealistic graphics right there.
Yeah. Hey, at the time, you just thought, wow.
Exactly. Look at how Bubba
when I was a kid, I was blown away by this.
Exactly. And then you had your Falls Count Anywhere matches where you could go like outside into a theater, in the boiler room, all in one match. You just travel everywhere.
I think. Sorry to interrupt. At the time, for me, I wasn't bothered about the graphics because I was following WWF wrestling anyway, SmackDown shows anyway at the time when I was playing this game. So for me, it was like amazing to play it. You know, I'm watching the show, I'm watching WWF SmackDown, but I'm playing the game.
Yeah.
So it was just great. It was just great. I didn't care about the graphics. It doesn't matter how blocky they were. It was just like, I'm playing SmackDown. I'm playing The Rock, you know, on his show, on his SmackDown show. So you thought, nah, you know, you don't care about the graphics, how blocky they looked at the time. But yeah, no, it's still great.
Great shout, man. Great shout. Who's next? Mitesh, your number 8, please.
8.
Right. Well, Dom's now respecting me now, and he doesn't judge now anymore. Hours later. Right, number 8 is Tekken 2.
Nice.
And
that's
but I've got to make a confession. There is another fighting game higher up in this top 10, but I'm not going to mention it to you now.
Okay.
Obviously. Tekken 2 was good. I did enjoy this because it was my first Tekken I ever played. Since Virtua Fighter, because obviously all you guys are aware, Virtua Fighter was classed as the first 3D fighting game.
Yeah.
And then it was Tekken.
Was that the one on the Mega Drive?
Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn
fighter game.
Yeah.
But Tekken 2 was interesting. I loved it. It still felt a bit 2D, but it was 3D. And I enjoyed it. It was that nice transition from 2D to 3D for me. So it was kind of like, even though I was playing Virtua Fighter before that, Virtua Fighter 2, because I loved that in the arcades. But this was a lot more accessible. I think a lot of people love Tekken because it's accessible for everybody to play.
Yeah. It wasn't too overly complicated like some of the other beat 'em ups.
Because at least with Virtua Fighter it was a bit complicated. You had to master the moves. With Tekken 2, you can do button bashing. Do you remember the old classic button bashing?
Yeah.
With the 4 buttons. Yeah. Left, right, left punch, right punch, left kick, right kick. So everyone just thought, I don't know the moves. This is button bash.
I still button bash in fighting games.
But you still had to master Tekken 2. If you knew all the moves, you still had to master it. If you knew all the moves, you're a better Tekken player.
Yeah.
So
Good call.
I loved it. I don't know if you guys got any memories of Tekken 2.
There is a Tekken game in my list. It's not number 2.
Same.
Tekken 2 is excellent. Excellent. Really, really good. Yeah, I think you've said pretty much what I'd say about it. Jay, your number 8, is it?
8. Twisted Metal.
Oh nice.
Yeah, man.
Twisted Metal. Yeah.
Nice.
It was a toss up between 1 and 2 for me. And originally, when I said to you when we were setting this up, I put some PS2 games on. I'd originally actually put Twisted Metal Black on because that's fucking
Twisted
incredible.
Metal Black, yeah.
But no, Twisted Metal was one of the first games I got on my PlayStation, and I battered it. I played this game to death.
Yeah, man.
Such a good game, and even when they did the reboot of it for the PS3, it was still awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely was.
I'd love another Twisted Metal game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Every time we get like a Sony announcement and they start like going on about old titles coming back, it's like, come on,
Twisted Metal, do it.
Yeah. Just because I want a motorbike with guns on, and then WWE did Crush Hour, didn't they?
Oh, Crush Hour, yeah.
Which game was fucking amazing, by the way.
Which was just like a shit version of Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah.
I loved Crush Hour.
I loved Crush Hour, but it was shit Twisted Metal.
Good shout, really good shout. Me, what's my number 8? My number 8 is Oddworld Abe's Odyssey.
Nice.
Yeah, really, really good. Well, we mentioned it earlier on. I think, Jay, you had it in yours, didn't you?
I had it way down my list, yeah.
Yeah. Super game. Really fun, really quirky. like a bit of a different take on those kind of just standard side scroller games. And yeah, it was really interesting. I didn't quite get it at first. I thought it was a bit odd, and it trying to get my head around it. But then all the different characters, like, all have their own kind of character traits and kind of quite amusing. And like we said, with the new one coming out, I got the kind of nostalgic feel to be like, yep, the original's fucking superb. Go back and play it. And I've got like a PS1 still. I've got a copy of that. Yeah, really, really, really fun game, and super excited for the new one.
Just a quick note. I spoke to somebody about the Oddworld games. I was talking about the 25th anniversary of PS1, and he was telling me his memories of Oddworld games. He found them really creepy. He found them really scary and creepy.
They were
quite sinister, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, creepy and creeping. Yeah.
They were.
Yeah. Don't play in the dark.
Dom, your number 8, please.
Yeah, this is pretty much where it starts getting tough, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to be judged by this, but oh well. Tekken 3.
Nice.
No. I put it much lower down. I did. Don't forget, Dom, I put it around 11. I think I put it for number 11.
True. Tekken 3, though, it's kind of similar to what Mitesh said about Tekken 2, but this game, they took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Of what they did in Tekken 2, a whole nother level. And for the PS1 as well, I remember there was a 3D, after I got Street Fighter Alpha, there was another 3D Street Fighter, which I hated. And
X Games.
The X Games, that was it. So I had them, I hated them. So I had a good 3D fighter since Virtua Fighter 2 on the Sega Saturn. Then this came out, and the boss was Ogre, and you just, man. I don't button mash though. I learn combos, so I'm one of those guys.
this is one of the ones where it introduced, well, not introduced, but you had a character where you could literally press 3 buttons and it just fucking spin on his head for an hour. It's Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie.
Eddie.
Eddie Gordo versus Ogre was brilliant.
Ben in the comments says Tekken 3 had a little shithouse dinosaur. Best Tekken for that.
Gone.
Remember
Gon? Knowing little Gon, knowing little Gon.
With him.
There he is,
That little shit, yeah.
Oh, that
he
one.
was a little bastard, to be fair.
I love it when James said it, little bastard.
That was it. You could fart with him.
I remember this little bastard.
I tell you who was more annoying than Gon was Dr. B.
Yeah.
Dr. B, when you unlocked him, Dr. B.
Dr. Boskonovich, I think he was called, or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's right. He was annoying.
Everyone loves this game.
He's even worse in I think it's either Tekken 6 or Tekken 7.
Oh, is he in that? I've not played the later one.
Fucking dreadful.
He's in Tekken Tag 2, I think, as a DLC character.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great shout. Really, really good. Who is next?
Aaron, I think. We've all done 8 now, haven't we?
Have I done my number? Yeah. So, Aaron?
Toy Story 2.
You like when you...
Ben is going to be tearing his living room apart right now.
Oh, Ben's going to be crying.
Have you got Toy Story 2 on your top 10?
No.
Exactly.
I did nearly put Toy Story 2 in my top 25, though.
Jesus, whacked. What was it you liked?
You're going... Whoa.
Troy's going to be laughing.
You're going Jesus wept. There's nothing wrong with Toy Story 2, all right?
No, it is brilliant, to be fair.
See, on the very first level, you had to go around the whole house to collect everything. So you had to go from the bedroom, down the stairs, into the garage, collect everything, go back out, go into the living room, and then go into the kitchen. You had to go around the whole house. It took you a while, but you got there. That was only the first level.
I mean, he's only got little legs, hasn't he, Buzz?
Can I ask you something, Aaron? Were you locked in a little dungeon room or something? But that's why you were experienced going around the house in Toy Story 2. Were you like deprived? Did they put you in a dungeon? Did they lock you in and say you're gonna stay there and play your video? I'm just thinking the psychology behind this. I thought, what made him obsession to run around the whole house. I'm thinking, is he been locked into a dungeon?
Because it was like an open world, even though it was just one level.
It felt big enough for it to be open world.
Yeah, look, see, you're in the garden. In them pictures.
Yeah. Good shout. Fair enough. That's why we're doing this, because hang on, what's Ben's put? Mark's out.
Ben's going mad.
Ben's going crazy.
Just happy that it's getting recognised. Great game.
That's good.
Sorry, you guys all laugh at me, but don't disrespect it until you've played it.
I said it was good.
Yeah, it's a good game. I've heard
it is a very good game. I played it. It's just not top 25.
Mitesh, your next one, please.
Yeah, number 7 is Tenchu Stealth Assassins, the first one.
Boom.
The reason why that's in my top 10 is because it was one of my first games I played on the PlayStation 1, and I really enjoyed it. The element of stealth and being a ninja. It was really good being a ninja.
I love that game. That was in mine earlier, I think. I had it a bit lower down, but yeah.
Yeah, you probably were. I think what it is, Troy, I just had a lot of memories playing it because it was one of my earlier games. I enjoyed playing it, and in the element of stealth, and you sneak, and you had various different kill moves in the game.
Yeah,
you know, different positions, different camera angles, different positions where you could do a kill move.
It was clever, man. It was really, really clever.
Yeah,
stealth kills, like you stood round the corner and like as they came round and stuff. It was very different. Yeah. Very, very different.
That's why it's in my top 10. It was a unique game.
Yeah, unique. Absolutely. Yeah. Really good shout. Really, really good shout. Jay, your number 7, please.
7.
Is that what we're on?
Yeah. I'm just looking at the wrong part of my list.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
This was originally higher, and I had something else in this place, and I've switched it literally on a whim here. It was just great. I think the thing that I liked more, because obviously I was talking about the second one earlier, the thing I liked more about this was like, you had guys like Venom and Carnage, and it felt like I was playing the Spider-Man cartoon, but a game.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was.
It's the very first level, isn't it, where you're going across the top of the buildings,
and you got Stan Lee talking over the tutorial.
Yeah. God rest his soul. Yeah. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. Rest in peace. God.
Yeah.
Like that top left-hand picture is literally the first level where you're at the top of the buildings.
The only issue I've got with this game is the final boss.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's like a chase sequence, and it's Doc Ock with the Carnage symbiote, and it's so fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
really.
What wasn't it like a chase
sequence? I complete this game because of that, because the margin for error was like that small that if you made one mistake, then he'd catch you.
Jeez, man.
Angry rage child Aaron did not let me get that far.
I'm glad, James, you've elaborated on what I said earlier on about Spider-Man, because you've kind of added things I remembered, especially the end of level boss, because I remember that so well. I've completed it multiple times, but that Dark Hawk symbiote, pain in the ass.
Such a good game though.
Nice.
Yeah, good top game.
Good shout. My number 7. And I shuffled this about quite a bit. Let me just bring up a picture. It was Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Oh, that's a top game. Red Alert, that's a top game.
The music on the top, like the first bit of music, it's a song. If you've not heard of it, or if you can't remember it, no, remember what it's like, look for it. It's called the Hell March, and it's again one of the best songs in any fucking game. There's a band that cover it. I think they're called the Tiberian Suns, named after a later Command and Conquer game. And a song from this called the Hell March, and it's an absolute banger. But this was so good. Proper real-time strategy game. Came on 2 discs, I think. I think you had like the Soviet disc and the Rebel, or what not the Rebels, whatever the other one was called.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah,
but yeah, really, 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 really fun. And I'm annoyed that there was an offer on, I think it was like Humble Bundle a while back, and they just basically had every Command and Conquer game for like a tenner or something ludicrous. And I was like, yeah, all of like the first one, Red Alert, Retaliation, Tiberian Sun, Red Alert 3, 2, 3, just yeah.
I think this was my favorite Command and Conquer game actually. The series on PS1 actually. I don't know if you agree or disagree, Troy. Or
oh mate, yeah, hands down, this is my favorite Command and Conquer game. Full stop.
Red Alert.
Full stop. Yeah. Yeah, just fucking brilliant. If you've never played it, get on it. Like, I don't play a lot of games like this anyway, but this one I'd always go back to. It's, proper.
It's what got me into that kind of game.
Yeah, same
like
here.
My introduction to real-time strategies, and that's why I love them.
So it's like a tower defense thing.
Say again, sorry.
Like a tower defense game, or
it's like a base building.
Wall.
Yeah, a bit more like base building, and then taking over them.
But there was a proper storyline to it as well. Like, you were playing, you'd get like cutscenes and stuff like that, and you'd have a mission where you had like one bloke and just an attack dog, but you had to infiltrate a base, and then once you got into the base, you then had to start building it up and stuff. But it was all part of like a drawn out story. It's proper good. Just having a look. Ben says, getting nervous now. We're in the top 7 games, and some classics still not mentioned. Squeaky bum time.
I've got a feeling he's going to fall out with me over something I've not put in my top 7.
Okay.
Well, it's not in my top 25. Full stop.
Is this the one you mentioned right at the start where you thought some of us would have it in?
Oh, it's already been mentioned once already.
Oh, okay.
I reckon that you and Mitesh have probably both got it in your top 7.
You reckon? Okay, we'll see. Dom, is it you next?
Mine's quick and easy. My one's this is where SmackDown Know Your Role comes in for me. So
nice.
This is where it appears on my list, because you go from Attitude to SmackDown 1 to this. I don't know what it is about this game. This game is just, I don't know.
It was just higher pace, faster pace.
Yeah,
like, it was so much fun.
The level of fun.
It was the fact that
you had. It was just, it was incredible. Like, even the PS2 counterparts. I mean, you guys are wrestling fans, so you'll go nuts about this probably more than me. But the wrestling ones on the PS2, I'd still prefer Know Your Role over most of them.
Yeah.
There's one I'd say I'd probably pick
James.
over. But
here comes the pain.
Yeah.
Do you remember Here Comes the Pain? Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Is that the one with Brock Lesnar on the front?
Yeah.
I didn't like that one. I had Just Bring It before that, and so that was
Shut Your Mouth. Shut Your Mouth was good as well. The year before, Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, Shut Your Mouth. Yeah, I like the name. Shut Your Mouth.
SmackDown.
Shut Your Mouth.
I had Shut Your Mouth too. Actually, I like Shut Your Mouth. Shut Your Mouth. But even still, like, Shut Your Mouth for me, because I had that one, was probably the closest to the fun I had on SmackDown 2. The way you could just create shit and edit everything near enough. It was just great. But you've already spoke about it, so let's go.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. Good. Aaron, number 6.
I don't think I've got my 7.
Wait a minute, it's another Disney game, isn't it, Aaron?
Hang on, Aaron. Wait there, Aaron. What did you say? Sorry.
No, I have. No, sorry, no, I'm wrong. I thought I hadn't done my 7 yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Aaron, number 6.
That is a Disney game.
Is it Rugrats?
Croc 2.
Croc 2. Okay.
I mean, Jay mentioned it earlier on.
Yeah, I got mixed up with Croc 1 and Croc 2.
Never played this one.
Croc 2 is the open world one, and then you would go into like tunnels, and it would start basically the whole level was a massive open world, and you just went into a cave. It was still part of the same thing. There was no loading screen, and you would just go in, and then you would have to collect all the gems to then fight the boss, But the best part is Croc talking, where he goes, and it comes up the subtitles of what he actually says.
That's funny. I'll have to check that one out, Croc 2.
Oh.
That's a fun game, man. Good call.
Croc
Good call.
Croc 1's level by level, but if you go in Croc 2, you can decide what gem you go for and what order.
Right.
So you get to. It's a lot more funner.
Sweet. Good shout. Mitesh, your number 6, please.
Right, now we're getting to the nitty and gritty now.
Getting down to that's it. Separating the wheat from the chaff.
It's hard. Troy, it's difficult, but it's obviously going by my experiences. So yeah, number 6 is Silent Hill.
Mm.
Good choice.
Another
Silent
very
Hill.
good game.
It would have been in my
Very
top 10 anyway. Silent Hill was a unique game, horror game. The element of sound was used a lot in this game.
Yeah, man.
And it was so creepy, the sound. It was, if you switched the lights off and you were playing this game and you used and the element of sound was in this game, you can feel it. You can feel the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it was just,
It was eerie as fuck.
Oh, it was eerie. The sound made it eerie. The sound, because the when you look at it visually, it was all dark and snowy and like it was all misty and foggy.
Yeah.
But the sound made that horror game, and I've never seen any other horror game that used the element of sound in a.
Not that early on, no. I mean,
no, not that early on. So afterwards, obviously, a lot of people, Konami, they've done a good job with this horror game, but franchise anyway. But yeah, Silent Hill, and I'm sure you guys have got a lot of nice memories with Silent Hill. But
we're saying nice; they were terrifying.
Yeah,
they were. I mean, nice memories as in gaming memories.
Yeah, oh mate,
gaming memories. But yeah, it's freaky as hell. Yeah, Silent Hill was. I wouldn't put it higher up, but there's other games I want to talk about. But yeah, Silent Hill was.
It felt quite ahead of its time for me.
Yeah.
The only other kind of competition it had in terms of game was obviously Resident Evil. But this felt really different to Resident Evil because it wasn't zombies, and typically like zombies feel like a go-to for kind of like horror, like scary stuff, whereas this was genuinely like horror, kind of thriller, like surreal sci-fi, like just odd and terrifying. And
it made you feel very eerie within your own stuff. It played on your fear.
It
played on your fear. It played on your fear, and that's what made it so unique.
I think the fact that it had like the fog as well, like
the fog is
because it was like you couldn't see it until it was right in your face. What was after you?
I played like 10 minutes of this, and I was just like, you know what, I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah.
I'm going to go and change my pants, and I'm never playing this again.
Pretty much. I'll stick with Resident Evil.
Yeah, Silent Hill is a superb choice for that. Really, really good, man. Jay, number 6, please.
Soul Blade.
Oh yeah,
loved it.
Nice.
There was 2 fighting games I was really torn with putting this high up, but I knew they were both going to be this high up. This was the first fighting game I ever played on the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I love it so much. But it was just fantastic.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, really, really good. Just having a look at these screenshots now and just reminiscing over that and thinking, yep, I want to go back and play that again.
Yeah. Always
Really,
got time for this.
Man.
Always. Taking names with Mitsurugi or Siegfried.
Yes, Siegfried. Man like Siegfried.
Yeah. Cervantes was good, but he was a bit of a twat to use. But
Cervantes was the pirate, wasn't it?
Yeah. He was like the final boss. There he is.
Was he the final boss at the end of Soul Edge? And then, am I getting confused? Was he?
Soul Edge was the Japanese name for Soul Blade.
Oh, was it? Sorry.
Same name. Same game.
That's what I used. I used Soul Edge. That's what I said.
Okay.
The UK name is Soul Blade.
Right.
Yeah.
And Cervantes was the bad guy. Was he the boss in the first one?
Yeah.
He was
right.
He was.
He was the boss, weren't he, up until Soul Calibur 2?
Okay. Yeah, that's a quality choice. Really, really good. It's another Namco game. Namco used to absolutely smash them out of the park back in the day.
Yeah, they were top dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like Soul Calibur nowadays, it's still an awesome
still holds up
series.
Yeah, for sure, man. Cool, man. Cool. It was me. My number 6 has already been mentioned, and that is Tekken 3.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was really torn as to which one to put in here, because fond memories, like the first one was pretty much the first beat 'em up game I played, and my mum was kind of against me playing beat 'em ups for a bit. And then I got out of Mortal Kombat, and she was like, "What the fuck is this?" But Tekken was cool, man, and I remember everyone loved Tekken. You go around mates' houses, go around for dinner, go around for tea at mates' houses, and it'd be straight on with Tekken. But Tekken 3 was fucking cool, man. And it had. No, I'm getting confused. Was it Tekken 3 that had that additional mode that wasn't the fighting one? It was like a third person.
Yeah, side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Tekken Ball, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Well, it had Tekken Ball, which was volleyball. Tekken Ball, which was bowling.
Yeah. You also had Tekken Force as well on it.
Tekken Force, which was the arcade one.
That's it. Yeah. It was fucking super. We've a couple of people have mentioned this already, so I don't need to go on too much about it. But yeah, Tekken 3, awesome game. Dom.
See, I've literally just switched 2 games around, 2 positions.
Oh, okay.
It's getting intense.
So this means my number 6 is Abe's Odyssey.
Nice.
Ooh.
So it's been mentioned, and which I'm glad. But yeah, my memories of this, obviously it was on Demo 1, so it was one of the first PS1 games you played.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you said it was creepy. The funny thing is, you're playing this, and in hindsight, we're all in our 30s now, I'd imagine. And we know what the hell this game means. Sorry. Not all of us. But what this story is about, we see it now, and you're just back when you were playing this, you just thought you just got to go to get your friend and fuck off out the place where you want to go. It's like this factory of slaves and stuff like that. That's, at least to me anyway, I was just this is weird. And they what was it? They were
they were getting processed to be food as well.
Processed to be food, in tins and stuff. Yeah.
But I just thought it was normal food factory, innit? I didn't think they were processing normal people. That's how
they're working on the supply line as well. God, when you look back, it is really dark, isn't it? Really fucking dark.
But I'm just there, just copying I'm copying Abe, and he's just saying hello to his friends. He's just
hello.
Follow me. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, that's fucking wicked. And again, I keep mentioning it, but I'm so excited for Soulstorm on PS5. So excited.
Yeah. That looks incredible.
Stuff. Yeah, man. Aaron, we are into the top 5. Talk to me.
Now, I'm having a look at my top 5 going, as a kid, I knew what I liked.
Is it Disney's Hercules by any chance?
That's a good game.
It was all right.
It's all right. I bet it's Atlantis.
Actually, I was going to go with WWF Attitude.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
I couldn't get into that one.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what it was about it. It was just, at the time, Attitude Era was the prime time for wrestling.
It had the biggest roster of wrestlers at the time, didn't it?
Well, it started off with, I think, 30 wrestlers, and then during story mode, you would unlock them all as you went along.
Yeah.
Considering the first match in story mode, you were against Al Snow and Head. So, in Head, it was literally just a pair of feet, a pair of hands, and a head. Like you could unlock to play as that. Like it just seems amazing. The only issue was Shawn Michaels wasn't on there, but it's fine.
Dolph,
It's cool.
Dolph wasn't on there, was he either?
Unlocked. You can unlock him, Commissioner Michaels. You can unlock.
Yeah, you can unlock him.
For anyone that doesn't know, Aaron is a massive, massive sucker for Shawn Michaels and Dolph Ziggler. So yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a cool game. Look at that graphics. Triple H wins by finisher.
Oh, it was the first
State
game.
of that.
It was the first game you could bleed as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Busted wide open.
Look at that photo there. Ah, yeah, that's the one.
But then it just looked like there was like ketchup like squirted on you.
Yeah. It was the weird ones where it would like be coming out the top of his head, and it would just be like a line of red just sticking out the hair.
The one that would make me laugh was when they'd just like be bleeding through the t-shirts or something.
Yeah.
Like they just spilled something.
Good shout, though.
It's just there was a specific match type where it was, I can't even remember what it was called, where you could have 4 teams of 4 and one person was out for each team every time, and as soon as they got eliminated, the second person came out, and you would do that until one team was left.
Like like an eliminator thing.
Yeah,
like,
it just
like a gauntlet eliminator.
Gauntlet eliminator.
The gauntlet
eliminator. Mine's the gladiators.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Ben in the chat says his number 6 would be Alien Trilogy. Fucking
good one.
Super
Top
shout
game.
that is.
I forgot all about that game.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a top game.
Really, really, really good.
It was.
Good call, Ben. Good call.
Brilliant.
Who have we got next? Mitesh, your number 5.
Before I go on my top 5, can I do an honourable mention on the game?
You can indeed.
What if one of us have got it?
The honourable mention for games.
If you have got it, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
See how good your poker faces.
Yeah, do your poker faces. Well, honourable mention, it hasn't been mentioned tonight, is the medieval games. Medieval 1 and 2.
Yeah, medieval games are fun.
That was in my honourable mentions as well.
Yeah, they were nice games. They were really, I like the sort of gothic style type games.
They recently redid that, didn't they?
Yeah, they remade the first one. Yeah.
Medieval was fun.
Medieval, it's a fun game.
Quirky. Yeah,
quirky
I like that.
And fun.
Yeah. Cool. Nice.
Right.
Number 5. We're getting to the meat of it.
The meat and bones.
The meat and bones.
Meat and bones. Right, I had to do a slight switcheroo because it was getting difficult now.
Everyone's doing switcheroos.
Switcheroos. Right, I put this on number 5. Final Fantasy 7.
Okay.
Choice.
I said people's reactions there. 7 was. I'll tell you a reason behind that. You understand it later on with the last 4, but Final Fantasy 7 wasn't my first Final Fantasy game, so that gives you a hint. So 7 was good. I enjoyed it. I played it from start to finish. Good story. I really like the characters in it. I like, strangely enough, I like Vincent in it. I know he's the character you unlock later on in the game, but I like Vincent. He was an interesting character. But yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game, good story. There was highs and lows in the game, in terms of storytelling. And
great soundtrack.
I always remember the music to it. Yeah, it always felt very heartwarming, like a bit of sadness, like when you listen to it, you always felt a bit of sadness within it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a well thought out score, like as in, like they've really tailored it to specific kind of aspects of the game to heighten and kind of lower.
Yeah,
emotion.
and I could see why everybody loves Final Fantasy 7. It brought people into how to play RPG games. I mean, I played a few RPG games before then, but it brought the mainstream into the public into playing an RPG game, you know, and obviously brought into the 3D element of RPG games. So yeah, it's got a lot of memories. You know, I've got a lot of memories with Final Fantasy VII, and I'll never forget them. You know, I'm sure other people have got their fond memories of Final Fantasy VII as well.
Yeah, man, lovely stuff. Jay, your number 5.
SmackDown 2. It was a game that I played it to death. There was one thing that we didn't talk about before, which was the fact that on the story mode on it, you'd have like to unlock various like create wrestler parts. You'd have procedurally generated created wrestlers that you'd have to beat in a match to be able to unlock them.
Jobbers.
Yeah, and it was just like a really cool like thing that like they added on. Yeah, I just remember I got SmackDown 1 when it first come out, and then this come out, and I got this like pretty much when it come out. And I just remember being blown away by like how much it had expanded on the first one.
Yeah, man.
And it's just
big
it was
step
so
up.
good.
Yeah, big step up. Cool, man. Lovely stuff.
And Undertaker come out on his motorbike, so I was dead excited.
Yeah.
Always with it.
It's me. My number 5. My number 5 is Destruction Derby.
Massive. Massive.
Destruction Derby was so fun.
You know what, Troy? I wanted that to be on my list, but too many games. Destruction Derby 2 was going to be on my. Yeah. Oh, Destruction Derby 2 was my favorite.
Yeah, that was fun, man. Like you had like the tracks that you'd go around on, then you had like the bowl, which was just fucking chaos. It was a really simple game, but again, it was just I hadn't really played anything like it. Like it was a spin on just a traditional like car game. And there's obviously like there was a few Destruction Derby 2, Destruction Derby Raw, and a few others that came out after it. And then there wasn't really many games that came out that were similar. Like after that in years gone by. The most recent one, and I've got it for PS4, is called Wreckfest. And that essentially just feels like a modern day Destruction Derby. But yeah, it was really, really fun, man. It's by Psygnosis, who are the same people that did Wipeout. So yeah, super.
Liverpool?
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Liverpool.
Yeah. Sick game. So that's my number 5. Who's next? Dom.
Woo! Was that Ric Flair woo?
Woo! Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Look at him fighting himself.
Look at him.
He wants to do it.
I've got the mouse hovered over the mute button.
I reckon Aaron might be going in the sim bin here.
There's a waiting room function.
Okay, so
you're allowed
one. No, it's okay.
Oh, you sure?
There's people in their bed in this house, so I'd like to not wake them up.
That's decent of you. You don't save us from it on the podcast. Go on then, Dom.
So my number 5, seeing as I've just been switching the order around of stuff, is now Crash Bandicoot.
Nice.
Bomber Clark Bandicoot.
Bomber
Clark Bandicoot. Awesome.
That's the first one.
Oh yeah, the first one, the original. Like this game is just straightforward, isn't it? You're a bandicoot, which I didn't even think was a real animal.
Nor did I. No idea.
Like it's a rip-off of Tasmania from the Looney Tunes, but I don't even care. You just go around, you collect some apples, you jump on some boxes, you outrun some giant stones like your Indiana Jones. What more? You're super villain, or your enemy is some big-headed doctor who's just kidnapped your girl. Like classic platform game shit, but there was just something about it that just you kept playing it. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Are they not brother and sister?
Who?
Well,
No,
no. Apparently,
that was
later
in another
in
one.
the franchise.
In the first
Oh,
one,
was
it was
it?
Crash's
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Okay.
Later, yeah. I think they took it out after that. Like, but yeah, originally it was
I-
Crash's
I-
girlfriend.
I
Now
liked
it's his
it.
sister.
I liked hearing his voice. Hey, I'm Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, man. Sweet. Good choice, man. Just before we do number 4, just going to the comments. Ben's choice for number 5, and I bloody love this game, is Theme Park.
Oh, yeah.
First game I was properly addicted to without feeling like I was achieving anything. Absolute grind, but so fun. Yeah, Theme Park was fucking brilliant. I remember I had Theme Park World as well and Theme Hospital.
Yeah, got them.
Yeah. Theme Hospital, I've got
great.
For the Switch, I've got 2 Points Hospital, which is essentially like a modern version of that, which is really, really fun.
It's the same team, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that explains why it's just as good then.
The spiritual successor to it.
That's the one. Yeah, great shout there, Ben, with Theme Park. Aaron, you're number 4.
Let's continue this Crash train. Crash Team Racing. Number 4.
Top game,
nice.
Top racing game.
Crash Team Racing.
Thumbs up on that.
I took that out of my top 25 at the last minute, and I regret it.
I've got the new one, and it's solid. But the original is proper fun.
So obviously the game's that good, they brought the remake of it out.
Yeah.
Just play the remake if you don't want to buy a PS1 and get the original.
Yeah, fair enough.
I will say this, like, the only reason I didn't have that much, like, this game is amazing, but the only reason it didn't make my list is because I was probably playing Mario Kart 64 at the time, innit?
Yeah,
I was going to say the same thing.
My first Nintendo console was a GameCube, so
that solid console. One of those just there, solid console. Looked like a little purple lunchbox.
Yep.
It did, man.
One of
the most
even had the handle, didn't it?
Going, yeah, look at that, bad boy.
Nice.
The handle was literally the same size as the console.
Tiny little disc, man. Like, yeah, awesome console. Sweet, Crash Team Racing. Really, really good choice. Who's next? Mitesh, you're number 4, please.
Number 4, yeah. Just quickly wanted to mention to you guys what you were talking about just now about the Crash Team Racing. I would have liked to have that in my top 10, but at the time I was playing Mario Kart on the SNES and then on the GameCube. So yeah, stuff like that. I think Mario Kart kind of overshadowed other racing games because it was so popular. So,
yeah, it did.
But yeah, now number 4. Now I feel like I've got more clear-headed now with the last 4 now. Number 4 is Resident Evil 2.
Nice. And
I want to tell you I want to tell you my memories of Resident Evil 2. And it was one of the scary moments that I remember. My first scary moment in Resident Evil 2 was the liquor when it smashed through the window, the glass.
The liquor. Yeah,
in the interrogation room. Do you remember the scene near the beginning where you go to the interrogation room? The interrogation room in the police station, and it's that double, that mirror where you can see through the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it smashed through all of a sudden, and it made me jump.
Yeah.
That bit made me jump. I mean, it made you jump when they were crawling up the wall, but the bit when it smashed through that interrogation mirror, that was one of my first scary moments, Resident Evil moments. Yeah, I mean, I did play Resident Evil 1, but I enjoyed Resident Evil 2 more than Resident Evil 1. And I completed it. And there were so many different moments in that the bit with the giant spiders in the sewers crawling up.
Yeah.
I mean, that freaked me out a bit because they dropped acid as well. And things like that. I mean, I'm sure you guys have got little memories of Resident Evil 2, but there were so many different things that happened in Resident Evil 2, and so many moments in Resident Evil 2. That's why that was a bit higher than Silent Hill, because I love Silent Hill.
Oh, mate, Resident Evil 2 absolutely outdoes Silent Hill. Like, as good as Silent Hill was, Resident Evil 2 is flawless.
Yeah, it's flawless. Top horror game. One of my favorite Resident Evil. I think it's actually classed as my favorite Resident Evil games of all time.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 is the...
Now,
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 is my favorite all time. Yeah, so
nice, man.
Yeah, that's all I've got to say. That I'm sure you've got your memories.
Yeah, that's
on
cool.
it, yeah.
Just going to the comments, Ben says you can still get the original Crash Team Racing on download for PlayStation 3 if you don't feel like dusting off the PS1.
Dust off your PlayStation 3 instead.
There's actually... let me just have a look. Where is it? There is a website that I've been on that's pretty good. It's called playretrogames.com. And it's got heaps and heaps of old games from the Saturn, the PlayStation. So I'm sure you can find Crash Team. So it's on there. So you've got the Atari 7800, 2600, Coin Op, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, the NEC, Neo Geo, N64, 32X, Sega CD, Game Gear, Saturn, Master System. So yeah, heaps of old games on there, man. So I'm sure you can find Crash Team Racing if you don't feel like dusting off the PS1 or PS3.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Right, Jay, number 4, please.
Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good game. Good game.
I had to really. I didn't want to put like Crash 1 and 3 both in my list. So it took me a while to like kind of like figure out which one, but yeah, Crash 3 because you could time travel.
Yeah,
Of course.
And
Yeah.
you had like you had the hub world where you could like go back to revisit levels. It was just fucking great.
Yeah. That's a super shout. I forgot all about Warped.
Yeah, Warped. I think if we did a top 50, that would have definitely been in my top 50.
Easy.
I wish I'd have remembered that because that would have probably made my 10.
Yeah.
Awesome game. Sweet. All right. Ben says, I still have my PS3 out. I refuse to buy a PlayStation game after that. Sorry, I refuse to buy a PlayStation after that console, but I only play PS1 games on it.
Nice.
Who is next?
Is it you?
That was me.
You've gone.
And this is my number 4. My number 4 is...
Here we go.
Yeah. Badman game. You don't know. I'm all about the international track and field.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
International track and field.
Fantastic.
That's why the multi-tap comes in. Absolutely mashing the bejesus out of your controller with 3 other mates. I fucking love this game.
Did you have sore fingers?
Mate,
Troy,
I had no hands left after this. Like I remember,
you didn't have any hands left.
I remember
Just stumps.
Just stumps. I remember wearing through t-shirts. Like you used to get the controller and you'd have it like this. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see. Hang on a sec. You'd have the controller and then you'd get your t-shirt and you do that across them, just wearing holes in the bottom of your t-shirt. Like the hell have you done to that? Like track and field, mate. Got personal best though, didn't I? But yeah, I fucking love track and field.
Might have a hole in my t-shirt. At least I'm not a loser.
How many world records have you got? Yeah, international track and field.
That's the guy with all the silver medals.
If you're not first, you're last. I've still got track and field, and I would love a 4-player multi-session on that at some point again because it's fucking excellent. Yeah, loads of memories of that game. Just like say, like having mates round like after school, like come round for tea and we'll play Tekken and track and field and stuff. And yeah, really fun game. Dom.
Hello. So my number 4 is probably because I haven't heard the final 3 games yet. So this is probably the last one that I know you guys won't have on your list. I hope. But it's Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah,
Nice.
good game.
Yeah.
The prelude to my favorite fighting game ever.
Marvel Capcom 2.
Marvel Capcom.
Yeah.
I've got Marvel Capcom 2 on the PlayStation 2 and
it's on the
love
PS2
that
and Dreamcast, so it doesn't count, otherwise it'd be here as well. But Marvel vs. Capcom followed on from the mechanics of Street Fighter Alpha 3 and Marvel Superheroes. They used the exact same system. This time they got Marvel characters and made them fight Street Fighter characters and a bunch of random people that I didn't even know about at the time. And it was great.
Yeah, man.
It was just phenomenal game.
Fun
And
game.
I still play this now. Just because I could. It had Thor as an assist. Like, it had assist characters in it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like, you've got 3 additional players. This one just had the 1 versus 1.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you had the assist, and it was great. But yeah, I can't stress enough how I love this game.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I just think, sorry, I'm just saying that, you know, when Dom's been mentioning all these games, these 2D fighting games by Capcom made some of the best Marvel games.
Yeah.
Capcom, every single game they've made that were Marvel based or Street Fighter based. I mean, mainly the Marvel stuff. The Marvel stuff by Capcom was brilliant. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Dom agrees with me on that.
Yeah.
Up until Infinite.
Lao Infinite. Just go to the comments review. Ben says his number 4 is Time Crisis. Playing at home rather than flying through loose change at the arcade. We had Point Blank earlier, which is a close second for the light gun, but doesn't hold a candle to Time Crisis. Yeah, Point Blank was fun. Time Crisis was just awesome, superb. Who is next? Is it Aaron? And your number
3?
Wow.
3.
I have changed number 2 and 3 around 3 times now. So I'll just go with this one because it's already been said. Crash 3.
Nice. Warped. Yeah, cool. Good stuff.
Unlike the first and second one where you had to do level by level, again, you got a set of 5 levels. You can do whatever order you want. I'm pretty sure you only needed to complete 4 of them to do the boss. All the bosses were amazing to fight. It was so much. I preferred it to the first and second one easily.
Yeah,
it was a lot funner.
Nice, good call, man.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. Mitesh, your number 3, please.
The final 3. Yeah, wow, this will be quite interesting now for all you guys to know what my final 3 are. So number 2 is Soul Blade.
Soul Blade, nice.
That is in my top 3. That's my top fighting game in the top 10 on the higher, because I loved it. I love Soul Blade. I loved it more than Tekken. I just loved it. It was so easy to pick up and play. The characters were amazing. Visually, it looked lovely. One of my favorite characters was Taki, the ninja female character. I loved her.
Yeah.
Taki. And then I liked Cervantes with his big, powerful sword. Double sword. But when I unlocked Soul Blade, the actual character, I've got him as my unlocked on my game save. So I played with him as well. He's fun. I liked all the characters. What's his name? Is it Lei Long? Yeah, Lei Long. I loved him.
Yeah.
The nunchuckers. Yeah, I just loved all the characters. I loved them. It was a great fighting game. It was a great alternative to Tekken. What can I say about Namco? I just love Namco with their arcade games. And Soul Blade has got. I think I prefer Soul Blade to the later sort of Soul Calibur games, just because I played it a lot more. I've got all of the other ones, but I just love Soul Blade. It's just something special about Soul Blade. It was the first one in the series, and it was good. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was great. I can't. Fast paced, really fast paced compared to the Tekken games. Great weapon based. I mean, I did like weapon based games beforehand with Samurai Showdown. I don't know if you guys have heard of
Samurai
Showdown.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about Samurai Showdown, but I loved Samurai Showdown in the 2D elements. But yeah, Soul Blade that's what I loved it. Yeah, in my top 3. Yeah, Soul Blade.
Lovely stuff. Thanks, man. Just quickly before we go to Jay, Ben says Crash 3 is still unreal, and it's my number 1. It has a little bit of everything. As a 10-year-old,
he's jumped the shark here. Where's this 3 and 2?
I know.
Calls sake, Ben.
As a 10-year-old, it caused all sorts of confusion, given that Coco Bandicoot was a bit of a babe.
I mean, he's not wrong. He isn't wrong.
He's jumped the gun there, but we'll let him off. Jay,
Cool.
You're number 3.
So this is one that I am really surprised none of you have mentioned at all.
Well, hang on, there's still a couple left.
It's what I think it is. There's a reason I've not said one of them.
Okay. That's Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro the Dragon is the most overrated game in the world.
No, it isn't.
Like,
yes,
it
is. It's so
I'm not arguing about this.
Hold on, wait, you made me a host, I can do it.
He's in the waiting room. He's gone.
Good.
Get out.
Right. While he's like blaspheming about that, Spyro the Dragon was amazing. I replayed the remakes of them recently, and it was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was like Croc but better.
Yeah,
because it was an open world. It didn't have the stupid tank controls. It felt fluid, and it was just great. And the character design was awesome, and it doesn't look too out of place there compared to like the remake of it. And if anyone's not played the remakes, they're just as good.
Spot on. Yeah, they are.
spot on.
That's a really, really good call. I'm not surprised it's in your list. I'm surprised it's as high as it is, but I'm not surprised it's in your list. But now thinking about it, actually, yeah, it's probably deserving of being fairly high up.
Ben's number 3 as well, I've just seen.
Yeah, it's been mentioned so many times. So giving away my top game. Oh, okay. So it already been mentioned a few times. That's why he told you it was number 1. His number 3 is also Spyro. Super easy to play, but still a great game for absolutely every age. Yeah, 100%. So is it me? Yes. My number 3 is
drum roll.
It's already been mentioned.
Ooh.
Ridge Racer Type 4.
Oh yeah, I
yes,
mentioned it. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just fucking excellent. Like, it had a sort of loose story. It was very, very loose. But it was just so good. It was such a good racer. Arcadey as fuck. The soundtrack was beautiful.
I like the female character.
Yeah, she's like she talks you through a lot of stuff. She's kind of like the guide throughout certain parts of the game. Like even just the intro to the game, like that opening like FMV sequence, was just superb. It looks brilliant for a PS1 game. Like, it looked really, really, really slick. Like it just comes straight out of the arcade.
Some of those shots you're showing there, if you told me that was or if you told me to guess what system that one was on, I'd probably say
PS2.
Way later than the PS1.
Just looks sharp for a PS1. Really sharp. Like, I don't know if it ran at like whatever frame rate, but it was high, man. And yeah, I still go back. Like, I still listen to the soundtrack now, just generally because it's excellent, and I'll still go back and play that as an absolute favorite racing game. And there were numerous other Ridge Racers, and it was Rage Racer as well, which honorable mention. Honorable mention. Rage Racer was a lot of fun. But yeah, R4 was next level racing game for me. Dom, number 3.
Spyro was my number 3 too.
Yeah.
Spyro was mine. It was always gonna be my number 3. Like, I played this, and then I can't remember why, but I didn't have. So I had the game, and then I didn't have the game. Maybe I just been someone borrowed it to me, or it was just there. Whatever. So I never completed it the first time, and then when I got to about 14, my cousin had his PS1, and we played it there, but he didn't have a memory card, so we had to leave the PlayStation on all the time. We left it until we completed it, and I was so happy when I completed it. I felt like it was such an achievement, and the game was amazing. Let's not forget that bit. The game was amazing. Yeah. So it deserved the number 3 spot.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Aaron, number 2.
Wow.
WWF Warzone.
Yeah.
The first PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Okay.
I enjoyed that.
Second? First?
I enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
it was the first one.
That was second.
What was the first one?
In your
Attitude. Was it in your house?
Oh, yeah.
Arcade one. I think they had the WrestleMania one in there as well, actually.
Yeah, they had. I've got that WrestleMania arcade game.
Yeah.
Well, Warzone, about 4-year-old
The first one by Acclaim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, a 4-year-old me didn't know the controls, didn't have the little booklet that told you how to play it, so I couldn't do any finishers, which wasn't great for a wrestling game. So the way I would win, it would take me about 15 minutes to do it, was play as Shawn Michaels, do a specific move that would turn into a pin all the time in the hopes that I get a free count on it. It took a while, but I got
it. That's funny. I know which move you're on about as well.
Oh.
That's really good call.
It's a crucifix pin, I think they call it.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. Yeah, crucifix pin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Cool, man. Warzone, good game, quality game.
Top game.
Mitesh, number 2.
Toi.
Please and thank you.
Yeah. Merci. Yeah. So number 2 is Final Fantasy 9.
Oh, I thought it was going to be
the
8.
reaction on all your faces there. Now
I originally would have had this higher, and I changed my mind at the last minute.
I'll explain why. It was my first RPG game I played on the PS1. I think it was one of my first RPG games I've experienced playing from start to finish, and it was so beautiful. I'm gonna get very sentimental here in a minute. But the characters were like. It felt like a Final Fantasy game from the previous ones. I'm not talking about 7. I'm talking about before.
Like the
7.
older ones.
Yeah, old school ones. And all the characters were like all unique. They all had storylines compared to the 7. I know I might get some backlash on this, but I prefer the story and the game look and gameplay of Final Fantasy 9 over Final Fantasy 7. And I just enjoyed it. It was a lovely story told. There was interesting little mini stories among characters where there was moments where characters split and they had their own little adventures. It was a great game. I was the last one made on the PS1, but Final Fantasy 9 had a lot of memories for me, and this is why it's gone number 2 on my top 10. Awesome. And it was a great game. I even think the music was lovely as well on it. Beautiful scores. Characters were lovely. I love the lead character, Zidane, or Zidane, or how you want to say his name. But yeah, they were all unique. All the characters all looked unique. They were different from each other. And it felt like a Final Fantasy game. That's what made it so special compared to 7 and 8. So it had that old traditional Final Fantasy game feel to it. So I loved it. And I love the villain as well, Kruger. But yeah, so yeah, it was I really loved it. I mean, if any of you lot want to make any comments about Final Fantasy 9, by all means make it now. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And I would love to play it again, but I needed to spend a lot of time on it. Playing it again.
Did you play Final Fantasy 8?
No, I tried to play it and I struggled with it, and I do need to play 8. I want to try and that's one of my missions before I die. Complete Final Fantasy 8, start to finish. Complete. I just the system. It's the game system on it. I wasn't keen on the injunction system on the Final Fantasy 8, and yeah, I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into the game mechanics of Final Fantasy 8, but I would like to complete it.
Nah, that's fair. See, I only asked because it was like that's other than 7. That's the one that people rate the most. Before even 9, isn't it? So.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
9's a top game. Final Fantasy 9 is probably my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time. Final Fantasy.
Ruby. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I think the reason that that 9 stands out so much is because you look at 7 and 8 are both very like sort of more sci-fi.
Yeah.
Sci-fi, like
Yeah.
not. Yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah,
This,
yeah.
it kind of went back to like the sort of like fantasy medieval roots.
Yeah,
Like it was the
yeah, I
first
loved
one
it.
I can remember, where I felt like I was playing like something completely different from 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Even with like other JRPGs, it really felt different. And yeah, I love Final Fantasy 9. It's always, for me, as I say, this was almost really high up my list. It's always a toss up between 7 and 9 for me. And
this looks lovely. It looks beautiful. For Final Fantasy 9, you know, it was one of the. It was later on in the console's age that this came out, and it was just a great game. I mean, I got it from Virgin Megastores. If you don't mind me mentioning the name of the store. Yeah, I got it. I got it for £15. It was like 2 for £30 on the PS1 games, and I got that and Alone in the Dark, the New Nightmare. That's an honorable mention as well in terms of a horror game. Alone in the Dark, the New Nightmare. If you don't want me mentioning that.
Good game.
So so that's
Sweet.
So,
just before we come to you, Jay, I'll just quickly go to the comments. Ruby says, "Oh Lord, my ex had a £20,000 collection of Final Fantasy shit. I brought him a Kimari for £300 once. He had Final Fantasy 7 tattooed on his wrist. She said, oh, and I have 15 cats. She does have 15 cats. The Final Fantasy names are Cloud, Vivi, Kupo, and Reno."
That's cool.
I like the dedication.
Cool. Yeah, man. Ben says, and I only remembered this when we started this live stream earlier, and I wish I had remembered it before that because I'd have definitely put it in my top 10, was as an honourable mention, before we hear the top games, does anyone remember Apocalypse that had Bruce Willis in? Yes, I do.
Got it.
Yes, it was fucking excellent.
Yeah, top game.
Apocalypse was so good.
Don't remember.
Oh, mate, it was brilliant. The soundtrack was cool. Top game.
Revisit.
Another top game. Yeah, another top game.
Jess Smith says, late to this video, but for me, Metal Gear Solid is my all-time favourite game. I've played it through 14 times at least, and I can still play it again. Snake! That's what she's put. Don't worry, that game's getting a mention fairly soon.
I already mentioned it.
It's coming up again. Ruby also says her ex-boyfriend was a twat, though. So obviously that's why it's an ex. Lovely stuff. Right. So Jay, is this your number 2?
2, yeah.
2. Come on.
Resident Evil 2.
Oh, nice. Good. Yeah. Worth it.
We've already spoke about it already, how it's an absolute masterpiece of a game.
Yeah.
So before I ever played this, I'd watch my sister playing it, and I'd have nightmares for weeks. And like be crying, and it was mainly because of Mr. X. Like there's one bit that really sticks out to me where you go down, like it's like you're in a mine shaft almost, but you go down and you have to turn on like a set of cameras to see something, and as you turn them on, you're like in the corner. In fact, it's there on that you got the cursor right there.
This one.
So you're putting those like screens on there, and I think it's that anyway. And he comes up on the camera walking towards you, and it's a bottleneck. So you've got
yeah,
and I just remember being terrified. But yeah, it's just an absolutely amazing game. I've played this game a few times through.
Yeah.
And even though I'd probably say I preferred the remake of it now because just because it aged, at the time, like nothing even like come close to this game for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except my number 1. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Super shout. Really, really good. My number 2. So following on from Jay, my number 2 is Resident Evil 1.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah.
Did you like? Sorry, did you like?
I originally had it on the Saturn, and then I got it on PS1. But I think I'd only lent it from a friend on the Saturn, and I never got to finish it before I gave it back. So it was only on the PS1 that I fully played it through. But yeah, this is just fucking terrifying. And because it was that system and similar to 2, where the camera was just in kind of one corner, it didn't follow you about, and there's all those kind of blind spots as you come round, and the whole kind of just waiting for the door to open and load up before you went in, and just being like, what the fuck is behind there? And just the whole thing that it was set in this just big abandoned mansion made it more terrifying, because it was out in the middle of the woods. And I remember when you first enter the mansion, if you go back and try and open the door, and the dogs just attack the door, but like not a lot of people ever went back to do that. And I remember doing that and just being like, fuck. I'm thinking, oh, surely it's just an easy way out of this. You can just go back through the door. Nope, definitely not. Right, I'm going to walk through the fucking house. But yeah, Resident Evil 1 was so good. I've got the remake on the GameCube, which looked really good. Really slick. Yeah, it's just a quality game, and just that just the right mix of kind of like puzzles and horror and action, and neither was kind of it wasn't too much of one or too little of it. It was just a perfect blend of everything. I remember playing this quite a young age with the lights off at night time, and just intentionally trying to scare the shit out of myself, and did very quickly. So just immediately put the fucking lights back on.
Did you have to? Did you have to change your pants?
Multiple times. Yeah. I just resorted to nappies by the end of it. Yeah, Resident Evil 1 is my number 2. It is excellent, and I would still go back and play that now and enjoy it just as much. Just quickly go to the comments. Ben's number 2 game is Rayman. Beautiful, colourful game.
Top game.
One of the first games I ever owned. The game I'll show my children.
Pissed me off though. Fully pissed me off that game did, man. Trying to get the helicopter, trying to get all the moves. You're just like, this game's amazing. I want to play it. But god damn, it's pretty difficult.
yeah, very difficult. Yeah.
He said it was one of the first games he ever owned. The game that I'll show my children to show them what games look like in the mid-90s. Yeah, Rayman's excellent game. Dom, your number 2.
So just in case anyone was wondering, like I didn't have Resident Evil on any of this list. So like Troy said, I had Resident Evil 1 on the Saturn. So like I said, I had the gun. So I had the Dynamite Decker or Dynamite Cop, sorry, House of Dead and Resident Evil. So that's why I had the gun for it. Nice. So that made my number 2 pretty easy. It's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I can't separate them. I can't separate them. So,
fair enough.
So 1 and 2 connected. Obviously, if the only reason 2 slights 1, and I've told Troy this, is because 2's got Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's got Spider-Man unlocking. Yeah, Spider-Man.
2's got Spider-Man, but other than that, like I wouldn't be able to. I can't separate how much I love these 2 games. Like they're so simple. You're on a skateboard. Like to be honest, like when this came out, I didn't even know who Tony Hawk was.
No, I don't think anybody did.
No, I didn't even care. Like, I played the game and I'm just like, okay, this is epic. I can do all this, like grinding, and then when you get the cheats as well,
just infinite balance mode.
Infinite balance where you're just racking up the points, making all
anti-gravity. You do like a kickflip or an ollie, and you're just in the air for hours.
Yeah, exactly. You're just doing many tricks at once. Yeah. I love this game. The soundtrack was amazing. Like anyone who doesn't like the soundtrack needs to have a word.
Needs a red looking at.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? Which is why I couldn't separate them. So I'm so glad they remade it as well. I do need to get that.
Oh mate, get involved. It's excellent.
I do need to get it pretty sharpish, so before my PS5 comes. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Right. We are down to the prime rib fillet. Number 1. Aaron, go.
You're gonna shoot me down on this one.
1 second.
Get your guns ready.
Hold up. Just before, Ben with a comment on Tony Hawk. He said, having more fun with Tony Hawk 1 and 2 now on the remakes purely because I can actually play it. Back then it was solid without using the cheats. Yeah. It was pretty intense.
I played it a lot though, so I was pretty good at it without the cheats. But then when I had the cheats and when I had Spider-Man, like that was pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Aaron, so your number 1, please.
There we go.
Crash Bash.
Crash Bash.
Crash
Bash.
Good
Wow,
game.
okay.
Wow, number 1.
Now,
I thought that was on the PS2.
No,
No, you get game
PlayStation 1.
PS1.
PS1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
PS1, yeah.
what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something totally different.
So it's basically Mario Party.
Yeah.
It's Crash characters.
Yeah.
I never had Nintendo consoles, so this was absolutely fantastic. Never played a game like it where it's just mini games galore, and you just rack up whoever gets the most mini game wins. It was really fun. It was addictive. Played it with your mates, up to 4 players. It was amazing.
Quality. Yeah, that's fun. I love games.
Simplistic.
Like yeah.
So simplistic.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a good all-rounder, I guess. Like one of those like party games just for fucking everyone. Pick up and play. Really easy to get into. You don't have to do too much thinking. Yeah. Good shout, man. Not what I expected, but
yeah,
a really, really good shout. It's nice. There's going to be a lot of variety in this, I think.
Fucking love that game so much.
Awesome. Cheers, man. Mitesh, your number 1, please.
Uno, number 1. Right. I'm going to show you it. So if you guys can see it, I will show you my number 1. Drum roll, please.
Up.
Yeah.
Yes,
right.
indeed.
Even better. James will love this.
You'll have to hold it up a bit more. It's got the Silent Hill demo. Ben's going to be absolutely raging.
Ben's going to be having a meltdown in the
car. Is that on camera? Is that on camera as
hold
well?
Hold it up a bit more.
Move it up.
Hold it up. There.
There we go.
As if.
Ben.
Silent Hill demo. That's awesome, man.
And they changed something from the Silent Hill demo to the actual final version of the game. Because in the Silent Hill demo, you had the dead babies. They changed it with little. Yeah, so that is quite a unique rarity to have that with the Metal Gear Solid game.
Ben's just put in the comments foaming. I don't know if he is foaming or if it's meant to say fuming, but either way, he's not happy.
Probably so angry, he's just got a typo.
Yeah.
So Metal Gear Solid is your number 1.
Yeah, can I tell a little story before everybody else does their number 1s?
Of course, yeah.
Now, I said this very early, about 3 hours ago. I was telling you about something about what game made me want to keep my PlayStation 1 collection going. And it was this game. But basically what happened was I'd been playing like Tenchu, Cypher Filter, Resident Evil 2, and then I tried to play Tomb Raider. And then it got to that stage where I was getting bored of the PlayStation 1. And I thought I might have to give up on this and go back to Super Nintendo. But when this game came out, somebody I knew had played it and finished it in a week. And he was telling me about it. And he says, oh, there's this new game that's come out. And it's brilliant. And I said, what's so special about it? He says, oh, it's like Tomb Raider graphics. It's got a great story. Oh, you've got to check it out. And I thought, okay, I'll check it out. Shall I? And I bought it off him. And it was, so I bought it near brand new. So I got it off him a week later after he completed it. And we all played it. A group of us played it together. And then as soon as I started playing it with everybody else, it was amazing.
Yeah.
The story, the characters, I just fell in love with it. It was just a great game. And and the music, everything about it. It made me realize when I had that moment in time. You get that gaming moment in your life where you think, I've found something has involved my gaming, my gaming.
100% agree.
About gaming.
Yeah.
And Metal Gear Solid did that to me. It changed my perception of gaming, because I always thought of 2D gaming and 16-bit era, and I thought, how is it going to evolve? And this did it for me.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid Konami. I gotta applaud Konami for this game.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid just did it for me, and I've got all the Metal Gear Solid games up to 4, 5, no, up to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, great storytelling.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's a really good call.
Yeah.
Ben says, you never forget the first time Mantis read your memory card and fucks up
that
your
was
whole
amazing.
life. Yeah.
Remember the code? Do you remember the code in the back of the case?
Yeah, to ring the on the codec thing. Yeah.
Yeah, codec thing. It's there, just there. Look, was it 140.15?
That's it. Nice. Great call. Jay, number 1 for you.
So when I was saying before, there was a big game I've left off my list. It's that.
Oh, okay.
And the reason being, it isn't taking away anything from the game. It's just I didn't play it when I first had my PlayStation 1. I replayed it much later, so that's why I didn't want to really include it in this. Number 1 for me is Tekken 3 because.
Oh wow!
Shocker there, yeah.
I literally can still go back and play this game and still love it every minute of it.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Yeah, agree with that.
When I first got it, I absolutely played it to death, and then, as I say, there's been times where I've just gone, I'm just going to play Tekken 3 again. I'm pretty sure it could have been free on the PlayStation 3 at one point. Oh,
okay.
And so I downloaded it on that as well, and then battered it on that.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a game I still to this day go back to. So that's why I thought it belonged at the top for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I mean, that's why it was so high up on mine. It's a beat 'em up game that I'd just go back straight away, pick up and play. It's I think it's my favorite beat 'em up. It's excellent. Nice, good call. Really strong call there. It's me, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
tis that.
My number 1 favorite game of all time is also Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
You guys are making me feel bad.
I'm loving Troy.
This, very much like you said, Mitesh, is the game that really kind of made me just enjoy playing games and stand back and be like, okay, this is where games are going. This is the next level of kind of gaming. Everything else before that was very fun and enjoyable and cute and bright and vibrant and this, that, and the other. But this is the first game where the storyline was so engrossing and every character felt unique and really special. And just so many kind of plot twists and turns. And I love the whole stealth element of it. I hadn't played another game like it where stealth was at its core. And any game that I'd played before that was just run in, smash shit up, shoot shit up, just be as kind of brazen as you like. Whereas this was a real, you had to really think to play this, and you had to be very smart, and you had to be really clever and very patient. And yeah, it's just superb. Like Ben mentioned in the comments, Psycho Mantis fucking up your life, oh, I've erased your memory card, or and then the whole thing where you plugged your controller into port number 2 and he couldn't read your mind, and that's how you managed to beat him, by plugging into the second control port on the PlayStation. Fun fact about this game, and fun thing for me reminiscing about it. I think someone meant, was it you, Jay, or someone you didn't have a memory card and you had to just leave it on? Who was that?
That was me.
That was it. So I had a similar thing on this and went through it, didn't have a memory card.
Oh no.
And so couldn't turn it off and I had to just sit up for hours and hours and hours to finish it because I couldn't save it. And yeah, just sat with a mate, just with fucking popcorn, crisps, sweets, all the numbers, cans of Coke, just to try and keep us alert and up and awake as possible. So yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I cannot rate this game highly enough. Just quickly to the comments, Jess says, Hideo Kojima made an absolute game changer. I loved all of the bosses, especially Revolver and Sniper Wolf.
Yeah.
And oh my God, Grey Fox, man. Yeah. I love the Sniper Wolf level where you had to take the diazepam to hold his arm still because it was too cold, and it was that really long corridor, like that long kind of like alleyway thing. And a bit where you had to crawl around and like miss the landmines and take the guy out in the tank, and yeah, fucking awesome game. So that is my number one. Dom, last but not least, what is your all-time?
I just want to say in it, like, don't hate me for having Metal Gear Solo. I love it just as much.
Dom, at least you had the good grace to have it in your top 25.
That's true.
Yeah,
I did a whole college.
I'd like to point out Aaron didn't have it in his either.
Yeah, but Aaron's a law unto himself.
That's true.
Aaron had half his list full of Disney games.
Yeah, that's very true.
Don't disrespect, man. Don't disrespect.
Aaron, can I just ask you something? In your DVD Blu-ray collection, have you just got loads of Disney movies?
I don't even like Disney movies. I hate them.
Like
I absolutely despise them. I think they're absolute trash.
All right.
Why do people lie?
Why lie?
Almost every single Disney film has singing in it, and I fucking hate singing in movies. I think it's corny
his cap
and
around,
cheesy.
he's actually wearing a Monsters Inc. hat at the moment.
Hey, I cried at Monsters Inc. at the end, the first one. All right.
You like Disney?
When that door gets chewed up, that hurts.
Oh, no.
Ben just said in the comments, if only Disney made a Shawn Michaels game.
I just seen that. That'd be horrible.
So, last but no means least, Dom.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I thought you'd guess it from when I said Spider-Man edged it in Tony Hawk's. It has to be Spider-Man. It has to be like
wow.
It has to, like from everything that you guys were saying about Metal Gear, this is the same for me. Like I played this and I didn't even care that I didn't even know it was the animated series. Like I had a guess. I was asking my dad, like, is this from the comics and he was just telling me everything. It had my favorite ever freaking character is Venom. It had Carnage as well. It had It had Captain America, Daredevil, and the Punisher in it.
That's
you know what I mean?
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
This game was awesome. This game was awesome. It was so awesome. They made Spider-Man go into Tony Hawk's because of this game. Otherwise, he would never have been there. And
that's a quality shout.
Just the gameplay, everything. I know Jay mentioned it earlier as well, which I was surprised it was so low down on his list, but
it was originally way higher. It was third originally, and then last minute I switched that in Spyro.
So exactly, so it's one of those ones that should always be on anyone's list, no matter what position. This for me though is just my all-time favorite PlayStation 1 game.
Awesome. Delightful. That is our top 25.
We did it, guys.
We did it.
Yeah.
That was really, really nice. Really, really good to go through.
I really enjoyed that.
Reminded us of an awful lot of absolute stellar games. Some questionable games, but on the whole,
Aaron, see Aaron's face. Aaron's like, I'm not doing this again.
Spyro's questionable. That's what I say.
Wow, get back in.
Just quickly to the comments. Ben says, "Great 3 hours. Sorry, taking over your comments." But where is it? But subject to my heart. Thanks for a mint Sunday night, lads. Who's pressed that button? What have you done?
I put Aaron into the waiting room.
Oh, I see. Thanks, Ben. Much appreciated. Cheers for joining us on that. No worries about taking over the comments at all. It was nice to hear your list. Jess says, did Croc make it into the list? Yes.
Yeah.
Of course it did.
Few people chose Croc, didn't they?
The second one, though.
Yeah. But yeah, that was awesome. Thanks very, very much for joining me, guys, and sharing your thoughts. Thanks to everyone watching along at home and dropping your comments in. We'll do this again sometime soon. Like we said earlier, maybe something to do with like handhelds or something like that. Or
that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I've already made my list for the PlayStation 2 by mistake today when I thought it was for this.
Okay. Well, the next one we'll do is
So I've
PlayStation
already
2.
got that.
I'll have to start compiling my list for PlayStation 2 then.
Oh my God, that's gonna be difficult, man.
That'll be tricky. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult.
That's too hard. That surely.
I want to be in the PS2 one from the start.
We'll get you in. We'll get you in.
Yes.
Awesome. Once again, thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. Look after yourselves, and we will do this again sometime soon. Sweet.
Bye.
Take it.